people? It is Tuesday, the 15th of...
Oops.
Hope nothing. I feel that's one of the funniest things Nigerians say, hope nothing. I just think it's so flipping hilarious. But welcome to TDA, the day after, your favourite news platform and the home of popular culture as defined by the culture. I am one of your hosts for today, my own royalty.
And they call me E-Man, the pro-black activist, TDA producer and news analyst. Melanin jam-packed.
That is right. And of course, Brent is here, made his entrance.
Good morning, beautiful people. I hope everybody is blessed and highly favored. And I also hope that Big Don Dem 7023 is blessed and highly favored.
What did they do?
Well, they left a comment on the YouTube yesterday.
Nice.
Yes. Brent.
Oh, okay, I saw you going to get to this comment.
Respectfully, you can't.
You know, if someone says respectfully, it's like, yes. Oh, I think I know where this is going.
Oh.
I ain't seen the comment.
Or should I say, shouldn't
Here we go.
be going these long rants or stories
That's not what I thought it was going.
and take up around an hour for the intro and then rush the episode because you have somewhere to be.
First of all,
It doesn't make for a good listening experience, to be honest. First time you've commented.
you've been having great listening experiences for
First,
3
and
years.
the one time
I
I slip up.
The one time
Oh, my
Brent.
neck!
The one time Brent,
That's the one time Brent
That's your
shared.
first rant.
I'm
That's your
sharing.
first sharing.
I'm stop sharing.
They said, don't worry. They
Yeah,
don't
don't
have
worry.
you on here for shit.
Don't
They want you
worry.
for shits and giggles.
Don't worry, Gary. Don't worry. It doesn't make for a good listening experience, to
there's
be
more.
honest. I do love you telling stories, liar.
Do you?
But
You
when
never
you
told
do
him.
that, and then the episode is rushed, and we don't have time to do the rotation.
We?
Rotation?
We?
Rotation?
We is we? I haven't seen you in here.
Rotation?
We live alongside us.
When's the last time we did
And
rotation?
rotation.
When Ramsey was here. When Ramsey's here, the rotation's on. When Ramsey's not here,
Ain't no rotation.
ain't no music
There's no
happening.
rotating. That's so funny.
All right, so he or she continues. Or do People's Journal. Was there People's Journal yesterday, Manuel?
No, there's not.
Or asking for a friend. I can guarantee you, if I continue getting those nonsense ask for friends, it's not going to see the light of day.
segment is gonna be done.
I'm not even putting it in front of the crew. I'm not.
At this point, I think the segment's on hold. Because people don't have to behave themselves.
I've just received another one this morning. It's not going on.
Who is that bored? Do you know what, actually? I have nothing to lose. It's my penultimate week. I forgot. I actually forgot. I thought I was going to be here through August, September to next year. How do you have nothing going on in your life that you wake up so early in the morning, not to pray to your maker? Because I know you ain't brush your dirty teeth when you're writing all these things you're writing. I know for a fact. And you're writing all these things to waste people's time. You're wasting your time. Like, do you know how precious time is? Especially given we all don't know when we're going to die. So imagine that's your final moments. You spend your final moments making up stupid dilemmas. Why don't you go into creative writing? Because it actually is a skill. I think you should do that. I think you pour that into... Chimamanda doesn't have to be the only person that's writing books. Join her. Join the crew. Join the writers.
It's not making the top and bottom. Sorry.
Very loser behavior.
I'm sorry.
He said asking for a
The
friend.
episode just loses its essence and feels forced. Best to do.
Feels forced. We wouldn't be here if it was going to be forced. We're going to force it.
Best to do that when you don't need to rush out. I didn't know I needed to rush out.
How did you had? Actually, maybe it was during television.
I got an email. I then got a text message, and I was like, team, I'm sorry. I know y'all want to stay here for 3 hours. I'm sorry.
I know we're dying for it. You were asking for it.
I know you want to get onto the People's Journal and the rotation and ask for
On the
friends.
rotation.
But sorry, I gotta go. And
Did you say that during the
Yeah, I did.
transition?
No, I said it when it.
So it it was a real time.
Yeah, it was in time, and that's why the person was referencing this because.
Yeah, but how are you gonna see the future?
I don't know. I am not clairvoyant like that.
I think
I don't have a babalawo.
the person is Raven Simone.
Who?
person's Raven Simone. Remember she used to see in the future, and that's a Raven.
Oh, yeah.
They picked up them skills. Big up you.
Big up you. Ooh, Nina Simone.
I like Raven.
I like Nina.
I like both.
Have you been checking Raven's, mind
So-
these days?
Before you said you like Nina, my sentence wasn't. I was going to say,
Old Raven.
yeah, the new one's just a little
Oh, dear.
interesting. Not interesting, interesting.
Interesting.
So, she and her little wife, who I believe hates her. Sometimes people, you can just tell someone's spouse hates them. It's in the subtle things. They don't have to hold a knife to your throat. It's just in very subtle things. It's like you having like moments of shine, and they just want to be the darkness that covers it all. Maybe not marry people that hate us.
Darkness.
But anyway, I told you guys what I would do. Y'all don't like to listen. Just get that one out of there. So is that all the person has to say?
Yeah, best to do that when you don't need to rush out. Enough love. Happy to see
Enough
Mark's back.
love. It's average love. Best love is if you let us know as you're watching the show that you actually watch the show and you like the show, and not just wait for when something doesn't go the way that you would have liked for it to go, and then using that opportunity to then be like, oh my gosh,
This
You're
is my
like-
message
like-
for this morning.
like come on now.
This is my message. This is my rant for this morning. So this
You
is
can take it now if you
this is a morning show. It's a daily show. And
Daily
it's
show.
going to continue to be a daily show for
Hallelujah.
the foreseeable future.
Amen.
For as long as it is that we have the energy and
And God gives us the breath, man.
God gives us the bloody
And
breath
talent.
to do it, right? There are going to be days of the ups and days of downs, right?
Absolutely.
Now, I think some time ago, maybe a few months ago, I say a few months because it was such a long time ago,
Yeah.
I said that within a few weeks' time, we've got something to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
It's turned into months because that's the way cookie crumbles sometimes,
Absolutely.
right? But as Babiel, as Anthony, they came through yesterday. Big up.
Oh, nice.
YouTube.
Big up, Gabriel.
Big up. As they know, it is really just around the corner, right? And we are hastily and steadfastly working to that particular deadline, right? So soon, the discomfort and disruption that you have been exposed to for the latest months
Enduring.
is gonna come to an end. It's gonna come to an end.
I'll be
But
honest, yeah.
there are gonna be days, Esther, where there's just gonna be me, where it's just gonna be you, there's just gonna be Emmanuel, it's just gonna be Marks. It's not gonna happen. But until then, please extend grace, right?
Yeah.
Please, when you have a moment, a thought, a passing thought, an intrusive thought that occupies your mind, right? That's a negative. That may be perceived as negative.
No, that is a criticism. When you've never given a compliment.
No, I'll get to that.
You know, I have nothing to
I'll
do
get to
sorry.
that. When it might be perceived as negative, right?
Yes.
Fight it. Fight
You
it.
know a word.
Fight it.
We need more fighting. We need more people to fight the
Yeah,
things
fight
that
for that.
comes from that bruise from
Don't
within.
just lay back and allow it to take
And
you.
just let it take you over.
And
Stand up.
especially as it's basically saying, there are many opportunities over the years where you had a chance to send a nice comment. I've never seen this big Don 728456 before. Never seen it.
Never seen them.
And there are many moments, I believe, of greatness on this platform.
There has been. I never had one compliment.
Many times when we've had guests on to celebrate and champion.
Brent,
do you
forget
know
that.
how much?
I'll be honest with you, forget all of that. Many times we have been sat here as if we're competing for the Guinness World Book of Record longest
100%.
morning show ever.
100%.
I've never heard anyone say, oh my gosh, you guys. Some of you would have the cheek to dip out, dip back in,
And it's-
dip
oh,
back
yeah,
at your
yeah.
convenance.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, they're still
I
here.
love long legs.
I love that for you. At least you could dip. We have no breaks. I'll be honest with you, yeah. Do you know what? As you guys know, I'm leaving soon. So everything that I want to say in my head, I'm going to go say it. To be fair, what brought this on is I saw a post on someone's story that said that if they really said everything that they were thinking about, people wouldn't like them. And then I thought, That's me every day. But like you said, I'm gonna stop fighting some things. I know you want people to fight things in. I'm gonna fight mine out. I'm gonna just let it go out. Anyways, what I was gonna say was, I forgot what I was gonna say.
So I'm gonna pick up.
Oh,
So
I remember. I remember.
I'm gonna pick up. Go on.
It's our fault.
Yeah,
It's our fault.
Yeah.
The thing that's happening that will be announced at some point.
Yeah.
Do you know what I think we should have done? I don't think we should have come here and traveled all those miles to like give the best that we can. I think we should just shut it down.
Yeah.
I think you should have just shut all production down and say, see you when we see you.
And pop.
Sayonara.
Yep.
And then pop back and go, by the way, this is why we've been missing for all this time.
Yeah.
Because at the moment, it's juggling. It's a lot of juggling going on.
And sometimes it's not even juggling, because juggling suggests a form of competency. I'm using feet at this time.
Zombie. Like, we're just in go mode.
Damn it. God damn it.
What were you going to say?
So yeah. But I am open to hearing these pieces of intrusive thoughts. And the thing is, with me, because of how my constitution's set up, I'm like, all right, I hear you. I hear you.
I don't want to hear it.
And you won't be hearing from me.
I don't want to hear it.
You won't be hearing from me.
Look what you've done. Now Brent's not going to share anything anymore.
Yeah, no more stories about Brent's life.
Do you know what's so funny,
I try to bring you into my family.
Into your world.
I try to basically tell you
Your
what my
fault
age
for
was,
oversharing.
right? People be asking me what my age all the time, right? I try show you as to why it is. I don't be telling people my age, you know? I even show you I'm inclusive. I told you I got great whites. I got great whites in my family. That's why sometimes when he's in my own, gets to a point where he's about to express, hey.
My family's
not
watching.
too close to home, please. Not too close to home.
Do you know what's interesting about stuff like this, yeah? But I think, I don't know. Listen to what Vaughn said, right? Vaughn said, to be fair, that person could have watched for 3 years and supported. If they critique one episode, isn't it fair enough? Sounded respectful, the response is fair too.
That type of stuff, fight it. Von, fight it. Von, fight the urge to leave a message like that.
I won't fight
man.
it. I'm a fight man.
Fight it. Be
you know what
on
it is, yeah?
our side, right? Be our friend.
Do you know what it is?
For a second.
Like,
just
how
fight
do
it.
you hear everything we've said so far? And you think it's fair that someone's been watching for 3 years quietly, silently, but there was one episode they didn't like, and they felt that warranted a paragraph. Like, how do you hear that?
How is that
And
even?
your response is, yeah, but if they've been supporting for 3 years and they just write one message, isn't that fair? Are we in the upside down?
100%.
TDA is upside down.
100%.
TDA is upside down. And that's why I've got to break free. TDA is upside down. TDA is upside down. I don't understand the thinking in this place sometimes. What? So you're telling me that it was Monday as well, you know? You know there's still 4 other days of the week.
And I was so excited to share with everybody.
And he said, don't you ever.
I even cried.
I cried. He said, don't you ever.
I was like, this might be interesting for them.
He said, nope.
He
said, that new thing you tried to do, don't you ever do that again.
100%.
Mind you, he can't comfortably say that this is a pattern. It happened once.
The amount of information I shared yesterday,
What the hell?
There's no pattern.
One strike and you're out. Anyway, there you have it. Brent's not sharing nothing with you guys anymore.
Oh, God damn it.
As a matter of fact, even the fact that you know his name is Brent is oversharing. What a world.
But, like I said, I'm also...
He's going to leave another comment and we've done 30 minutes of this.
I'm also cursed. I'm still going to continue doing what it is we've been faithfully doing for 3 years.
First of all,
I'm still going to push on.
I'll be honest with you. What
Right?
got me was telling you on the show you created that you put together to stop talking. Sure. Okay.
But never mind.
Sure, Massa.
Never mind. Today is a joyous day.
It is. It's
It's a
Dr.
joyous
Mani's
day.
birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, girl. Our resident doctor.
Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday.
Your man just sway.
Do.
Yeah, you know them gifts. It's like, whoop, 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 whoop. Happy birthday, girl. God bless you.
Yes.
Amen.
Many blessings.
Many,
All
many
of the
blessings.
gods that are represented on this platform.
All of
No,
them.
I only pray. No. This is also why I'm leaving. So much blasphemy going up in here. Dr. Money, may Jesus Christ
Jesus Christ.
bless you.
All right, cool. Black Rep says you guys need to take Iman approach to criticism. Do you know how he responds to criticism? Have you not been watching?
Why can't I see?
What happened?
Has he not been
Wait,
watching?
what was that?
The Black Rep says you guys need to take Iman's approach to criticism.
Oh, shut up, man. Shut up. Shut
boy.
He
Shut
sets
up.
aside an intro. He says,
Emmanuel
wait a minute.
shouts. Emmanuel, this one in front of me.
100%. And he will create a gate.
He's called you guys.
So, in the future,
Bro,
every
he
single time,
made reference to it.
You guys should take, what's her name again? I even forgot her name. What's her name? The girl you keep on calling back.
Poor Rebecca.
No, not even that. No, there's so
Because
many.
there's so many gates.
There's so
Oh,
many.
Guy Fawkes. Who?
There's so many.
Who is it? Mikey? Who? Flipping Demi?
Oh my
Who?
gosh.
There's so many people.
Oh, you need to get
guys
out of
take
his
emails and pranks, take
get out
Shut
of that
up, man.
dark cavernous area.
What are you talking about? Iman will sit here telling people that you like critical thinking, basically calling you fools. He's sitting here talking about that. Iman will sit here and tell you guys are fake blacks.
He was so far
Talking
with
about-
Bam Bam.
I've
Take
changed.
Iman.
Free yourself.
Shut up, man.
Free yourself.
Get the straw out.
You guys should take email to make criticism.
Emmanuel.
Oh my god.
And you know the maddest thing, yeah? He say that on air, you know. He don't even criticize them in secret. He responds on air.
Oh my gosh.
You guys should take email to make criticism.
Sorry.
What?
Let's get back to the celebration of Dr. Man.
You guys are so
Hope
silly.
you have a blessed day.
Have a great day, babes.
It'll be great. The
Amen.
sun's out. So obviously when the sun's out, as what's that guy said? Get your cancer out, love.
What? What?
Was it?
Say what you said again. I missed it. My ears couldn't catch it.
I just realized I should have said it.
No, please, what you said?
That guy's right. I should talk.
What did you say though? I actually missed it.
Never mind.
I have to rewind the show.
Yeah, you do.
The hell? Anyway,
Sorry.
have a great day.
Yes,
lovely.
James. I am utterly rattled.
You guys should take email to make criticism.
Free yourself.
I'm going to say that because I leave.
All right, cool.
That's
Sorry.
the funniest thing I ever heard.
Over to you, Manuel.
The man who takes criticism well. Emmanuel!
Well, I was
Wow.
gonna ask you guys to pick a number between one, because I got 6 clips to play.
Let's.
right?
This is your
This is
stage
you.
at this point. This is your
Apparently
show,
you take
bro.
criticism
No,
well.
no, but I wanted you guys
You
to
complete
pick a
all
number.
7.
No, that's too long.
You can say- Are you scared to
You know
give
what?
it a comment?
Play number 1 because I want Esther to see this one.
Oh
Alright.
gosh, I hope it's not about Pastor Chow. Oh, my favorite pastor died. One of my favorite pastors died. John MacArthur.
Oh, serious?
Yeah, he died. I think
Oh,
I reckon
man.
on Sunday because of the American Times.
Okay.
Yeah, R.I.P. to him, man. So nice. He's with the Lord now.
He was by the book,
Bro.
You know what I'm saying? That
was
guy
strict.
didn't deviate at all.
He was literally it. I heard he worked with the Queen somehow. Was it a physician? I can't remember what it was, but he basically left all of that and said, "Hey, focus on what I'm focusing on." But big up John MacArthur now. Like he literally
Big him up,
till the
man.
end.
Pick him
Yeah,
up.
so sweet.
All right. Let's get into it. This is not it.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, number 1.
Oh, Nigerian politician. What does that
I
say?
need to.
Reigns
Won't be
into
able to
some
hear it.
goodness.
It's the
Oh,
mic.
let me get him.
I need to get another speaker. Do I even have one around?
I love the way Nigerian people insult people. They're just so dramatic. It's actually quite nice. This gives me like back in it when I was in radio vibes. This is so exciting. Or a throwback. Because you know radio, you always got to wear headphones. Do you know what? I've been the person summoned rotation. Because Ramsey just put something in a group chat. Fair.
Come on.
What type of stupid question is that?
Oh, no.
Bankrolling who? Do you know who you are talking to? I will not take any questions from this man. What type of insulting question is that? Which bankroll? To do what? Who can give me money for anything? Who do you think you are talking to? Bankroll what? Go and report yourself to your publisher. Bankroll what? Please don't insult me here. Okay, I don't want to take any questions from this man. Very stupid. I could see from your face before you got here how stupid you are. Don't ever talk to me like that. Type of stupid question. Stupid question. What type of...
This guy. The way they abuse
I
people.
can see from your face.
Oh my god.
When you're approaching him. Poor guy just walked in, you know. That just is so rude, man.
Maybe this is the way you have to handle
Yeah.
people.
To be fair, you just never asked me. I could tell. From episode 1. I could tell.
Oh god.
Episode that profile picture there. Oh, I could tell. It's too eyes, man. That's too funny.
What other one should I play? You know what? Play number 7, man. It's somewhat tied to our topic of the day. Not really. Just a case in point. But when I saw it, I'm not gonna lie, I felt sad, man.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Nah, I hope I don't laugh. That's it.
No, you ain't gonna laugh. I hope not.
Oh, dear.
I felt sad for him, man.
Oh, was this Nikki Thought?
Who?
Yeah, it's Nikki. Yeah, that's Nikki. Is it?
I don't know.
Or maybe I'm racist. I can't see far. You guys know how I am. Where's my glasses, Joe?
Something that we don't normally talk about and voice on our channels, but recently we've been getting a bit of hate from some of you. A lot of people calling my wife dark monkey, or even saying things to me like, how could you marry her? She's so dark. And I love her. She's my wife. She's the mother of my kids. And I married her because I love her. And hey, it's okay.
That's
I don't understand why there's so much hate from people.
So, we just hope that people can be kinder to one another. And, you know, it's Black History Month. And I think my wife is a beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah,
that's very sad. Actually, no, that's not Nikki. I just can't see. That's horrible, man. That's horrible. But I like that he's defending her because some people in relationships where their partner just saying, "Oh, do you know how people are? Just ignore it."
But I just thought, like, I don't know why, because obviously I guess sometimes my head must be in the clouds in it. But I just thought, why are people going out of their way to just call somebody ugly and for no damn reason?
For the same reason people are writing in after listening to 3 years of good content that one day pissed them off.
This is just not.
It's the
not
same.
right,
It's the
man.
same spirit that's dwelling in everybody. Well, not everybody, in people.
People
do that. The people literally just go on under people's comments and just say horrible things about them.
It's a damn shame.
I say you can't take people on the internet seriously, to be fair, for the most part. Like, people in comments, you just can't take them seriously. Whatever platform it is, you can't take them seriously. Clowns.
Damn shame. And Brent, last one. Number 4. To be fair,
Oh, no, is this what I think it is?
I don't know.
Actually, never mind. I shouldn't have said that out loud. My bad. Let me see.
It's a positive one, I think. No?
No. Yeah, wrong one. I was thinking of something else.
Well, that's interesting, isn't it? Because actually, throughout your career, you've tried to sort of challenge misconceptions and celebrate, particularly with stories from Africa.
Yeah, exactly.
Tell us about your new music.
So I have a new album, Spirit of New Africa, new single, Sundiata. My first album was called This Is New Africa, and it was to change the perception of how the world sees Africa and how Africans see themselves. This album is really about tapping into the psychology, our minds. How do we make sure that we know who we are? Because what's happened is there's this energy of pride, you know, and self-awareness of you know, people being proud of who they are. But there isn't enough information to teach people about who they are, because our history, when they taught us in school, only went up to 400 years. But we existed over 10,000 years ago, where we used to be emperors, where we used to be inventors, you know, where we used to build pyramids, we were the first mathematicians. There's so many things that our history surpass, you know, our history surpasses 400 years. And this album is really about kind of sparking that conversation for us to get to know who we are. And it's not just the album that we've just released. We've actually released it alongside an app, an educational app called School of New Africa. So the album is Spirit of New Africa, the educational app is School of New Africa. And the idea is that you're not just listening to music, the music is there, and there's also the education to learn more. So the first single, Sundiata, he's actually the original story of Lion King. And Sundiata is the great uncle of Mansa Musa. So again, once you hear the song, it makes you want to know about the people that we're talking about, and the app comes in and it kind of elaborates on the stories. Exactly. It's never been done before.
No. Another stage, Royal Festival Hall later this month.
Yes, I'm looking forward to that. 26th of July, Royal Festival Hall. Again, I'm looking forward to performing because when we perform, we're showcasing our culture, we're celebrating, we're having conversations, we're just having a good time, to be honest. So my shows are usually lit. I just came from DJ AG, and it's trending right now online. So you see the energy of the shows that, it's completely, celebratory and a lot of fun.
Have a wonderful show and good luck with the new album, Spirit of New Africa.
Yes.
Huzo DG, thank you very much.
All right.
Nice, man. Big up to you, to be fair, actually.
See, Sundiata feat Sully Bricks.
Yeah, featuring Sully Bricks.
Come
man.
on.
Big up to the breaks.
Come
That's very
on.
positive.
I had to go and check that tune out.
But yeah, that's all I wanted to show the people, man.
Thank you very much.
Where should we go next, man?
Headlines.
We're going to let him direct us now.
All right, people. So, trigger warning on this one. Sorry to have to start this here, but it's a trigger warning on this one. And it's the killing of a child, man, of a baby. Constance Martin and her partner, Mark Gordon, have been found guilty of killing their newborn baby. Martin, 38, who is from a wealthy family. Remember the story? The white woman and the black man, I believe. Martin, 38, who's from a wealthy family, and Gordon, 51, went on a run with their daughter Victoria to get away from social services after their 4 other children were taken into care. The baby's body was found with rubbish inside of a Lidl shopping bag in the corner of a disused shed in an allotment in Brighton on the 1st of March 2023, 2 days after the couple were arrested following a 54-day nationwide police hunt. The couple were convicted of manslaughter by gross negligence on Monday at the Old Bailey. They gave no response and refused to stand up as the verdict was read out. Gordon leaned his head back with his eyes closed while Martin looked resigned. Martin and Gordon have now been found guilty of manslaughter following a retrial in front of a second jury at the same court. Next headline, and MasterChef presenter John Turode, I believe that's how you pronounce his name, could be wrong, sorry, says an allegation he used racial language was upheld in a report as part of a review into the behaviour of his former co-presenter, Greg Wallace. In a statement posted on his Instagram page, Turode said he was one of those people, but added that he had no recollection of the incident and said he did not believe that it happened. For the sake of transparency, I confirm that I am the individual who is alleged to have used racial language on one occasion. The allegation is that I did so sometime in 2018 or 2019 in a social situation, and that the person I was speaking with did not believe that it was intended in a malicious way, and that I apologized immediately afterwards. I have absolutely no recollection of any of this, and I did not believe that it happened. However, I want to be clear that I've always had the view that any racial language is wholly unacceptable in any environment. I am shocked and saddened by the allegation, as I would never wish to cause offence to anyone. And on the last headline, the BBC has said that it breached its editorial guidelines by failing to disclose that the child narrator of the Gaza documentary was the son of a Hamas official. A report into the controversial programme said 3 members of the independent production company knew about the role of the boy's father, but no one within the BBC was aware. The review called a failure to bring the information to the BBC's attention a significant oversight by the production company. The independent report, commissioned by the corporation, criticised the BBC team involved in the documentary for not being sufficiently proactive with initial editorial checks and for a lack of critical oversight of unanswered or partially unanswered questions ahead of the broadcast. While the report said there was no evidence to support the suggestion that the narrator's father or family influenced the content of the programme in any way, it concluded that the use of a child narrator for the programme was not appropriate. Following the release of the report, media watchdog Ofcom said it would be launching its own investigation. That's it for the headlines, people. Let's get into our topic of the day. All right, people. So today's topic of the day, yeah. To be fair, this might be incredibly short, but I do want to kind of ask the question because I feel like this particular.
Too soon.
Huh?
Too soon.
What's too soon?
Incredibly short show.
Oh, can't have that. We've got to be here for it. We're contracted to be here for 3 hours minimum.
I wonder if they would accept it when you say it.
Yeah, only when you say it.
I was trying to say it nicely, guys.
I guess if we say it, then we're not our short shows. If you say it, you can say it.
But yeah, I wanted to basically see if why this narrative basically exists in it. Because obviously, when you hear it, it's obviously not the first time you would have heard it, right? But yeah, I just want to know why this actually exists. I thought Mark's be here as well. Really good to have his contribution.
Mark's here. Anyway. It's me and him.
But yeah, man, if people want to call up into the Discord, let me know your views, man. You know what I'm saying? So Brent, when you're ready, play the clip, please.
If I'm walking down the street and I see a black man with a white woman, there's a weakness in him.
Ooh.
Something in him is weak.
Girl.
What?
I love that meme, you know.
Okay.
When I see a black woman with a white man, despite all the historical context that we know that sits behind that, I think, oh, she must have got she's tired. Like she must have got so fed up that she's getting to rest now.
She's getting to rest?
You can't make this shit up, people.
Stop the cap.
If I'm walking down the street and I see a black man with a white woman.
Do you know, to be fair, I've heard this a lot though.
Mm-hmm.
I've actually heard this a lot. She's getting to rest. I think that might be the funniest. I think after you being the most, what is it said about Iman again? He accepts criticism really well. I think that's the second funniest thing I've heard today, actually. Well.
Yeah. Why does this narrative exist, man? Why is it that double standard? That's basically what I wanted to ask, man. Because obviously, this is not the first time we would have heard it. We would have heard it made in different ways, but essentially it boils down to the same thing, innit? That there's a double standard.
I think that, to be fair, I think it comes from the fact that a lot of maybe black women feel personally rejected by black men. And sometimes when you see... Because you know what? I think there's different categories of black men that date white women or non-black women. They're the ones that do... And it's not a big deal. Like it's not their identity. And then there are ones that do, which are losers. And no, they're not losers because they're dating a non-black woman. They're losers because that becomes their character. And then they want to let the world know why it is that they are in a better position. Like they are more elite for dating a non-black woman. Do you get what I mean? Like that's when you start hearing about, black women, all they do is this, all they do is that. Do you get what I mean? And it does exist on the other side as well, because I think even with black women who date non-black men as well, same with the men, there are also the categories where the ones who do and it's just nothing. It's just, this is who I fell in love with, blah, 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 moving on with life, whatever. And then there are ones who do and they feel superior. Like there's just this attitude of I made it out the hood. And I think it's existed for as long as I personally can remember. But it's just because typically people have said that with like black men, they would just date a black, like it's easier for a black man to date non-black than it is for a black woman to date non-black because black women tend to try more. So if you look at, for example, a black man, if you look at the black man's history, nothing I'm saying is facts. Hold on to your thongs, okay? If you look at a black man's history, his dating pool, you might find that there might not have been any black women there. But if you look at the black woman's, it's likely... Again, this is not for everybody. It's not like a complete generalization, but it's likely that she's had some black men in her pool, and essentially her dating a non-black man was because the love found her. But even then, she still tried to fight it because I want to be with my own. So essentially, when it comes to dating, black women are more loyal to dating their own than black men are. So that's, I don't know if you've ever heard that, but that's just a mindset that's existed for as long as I've known. I've always heard that. And unfortunately, I've seen it manifest. But not every black man that I know that's dating non-black falls into that loser category.
Yeah, of course.
Do you get what I mean? And also, not every black woman that I know that is dating non-black falls into that loser category. Do you get what I mean? I just think it's just like that. But there is that mindset where black women tend to try more to be with black men than black men try to be with black women.
Do you think that's true though, or do you feel like that's just a narrative that's just been there for decades?
I think it comes down to the colorism, and I think that's why then people then have this mindset that the woman does, because essentially so with colorism, for example, a lot of black women will tell you that they dealt with colorism. Obviously, society, yes, family, yes, blah blah, but they've also been mocked and made to feel away, not felt so attractive, blah, 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 with black men. Like, if you look at the UK, for example, whenever people call out colorism on Twitter and whatever, yes, you have some of the women that were there, whatever, but it tends to be from the black men. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So that's why people then have, people like that woman have the mindset of when a black woman is with a white guy, it's like, oh, she can finally, like, relax. She's made it. What did that woman say that I found funny again? She's gone to rest. She's found rest. Do you get what I mean? That's why there's that mindset, because essentially, I personally think it goes down to colorism, and it goes down to like the conversations we have when people are like, "Oh, it's just my preference. It's just my preference. It's just my preference," and it's like, sure, but I do think though that I think black women try harder to date black men than perhaps black men try to date black women, but it's not for everybody, because I know a lot of black men who only date black women. Like they're not even attracted to non-black women. It's not even a conversation. Do you get what I mean? So I think I've said it. I don't know if Gina said. Let me just say it by myself. But I've said it before. Like I care about who the guy has dated race-wise before. If I'm your first black girl, I ain't trying to do that. I'm not trying to be that. Nope, you're not gonna use me. Who was it? That was Christy that was in the room when I said. I can't remember. But I'm not trying to be your first experience of black. No. Probably think Wakanda's a real place. No, thank you.
Is someone in Discord, but
Yep.
Good morning. Good morning.
Can y'all hear me?
We can indeed.
Sorry.
How are you?
Good morning, everybody.
We try and
How
turn
are
up
y'all?
this place, so you don't have to keep on putting that on your.
No, don't worry. It goes well with my hairstyle today. It's like God knew. Morning.
Good morning, y'all.
How are you,
How are
hon?
you?
It's been a long day. I just got home from work not too long ago.
What time is it over there?
12:55 a.m. You guys are 8 hours ahead.
You just got back from work.
I know. Bills have to get paid, you know.
Word.
There's no white man to come and pay my bills.
Word.
But there could be. You know what I'm saying? There could be. You know what I'm saying?
You just have to accept that you need rest.
Find rest.
No, thank you. I don't want that kind of rest, please. I'd rather stress my whole life. I'm kidding. I think the way that the lady went about her topic was very stupid.
Yeah.
But I'm not discrediting the whole thing. Like the male part, that was just dumb. Like, I don't think it's fair to say if you date white women as a man, what did she say? There's something mentally wrong with you. What did she say?
Weak.
He's weak. She sees him as weak.
Yeah, you're weak. I don't think that is a measurement of strength. I do, side-eye wince a little bit when I see interracial couples. That's just a natural reflex for me. It will never change. It just is what it is. I don't think less of you for it. You're just, different. And that's okay. We like different. Like is a strong word, but it's different. I do think there's truth to what?
Do you think that's a synonym though?
You're crazy.
What?
If it's like the person feels like, if you're saying that you're different, weak.
No.
Do you feel like
I didn't say they're weird. They're just different.
But what's different?
Sister?
No, send it to me.
They're different.
No. Have you seen it before?
We're not the same. That doesn't mean you're beneath or above me. We're just not the same. That's okay. I think that's pretty indifferent. That's fair.
Fair.
Sorry,
Please challenge me.
Sorry, I missed it because this guy was
I
distracting me.
You resemble Gina's sister.
Who?
Do you think so? I don't think so.
Oh, a
I
younger
didn't
sister.
see it.
Yes.
Georgia.
Okay.
I don't think so.
I've only seen her once actually. So.
I have you.
Georgia.
But yeah, sorry, Stacey.
Anyways, sorry, Brent says you look like Gina's sister. Gina's younger sister.
Oh,
she's a pretty babe.
I have a scarf on today. My hair's not done. Period. Thanks, Brent.
You're welcome.
Yeah, different. But I think there is truth to what she was saying about the women part. The resting, she OD'd. Like, girl, black men are not. Black men are wearing us out, but it ain't that bad.
I'm sorry, but having to fight a white man's racist family, I don't know how
Yeah, I
that's
cannot.
rest.
That's just not
Ma'am.
a battle that I'm willing to ever fight. The world cannot. I know the world is a difficult place, but the world cannot be that bad that is my choice.
No.
Not. I don't know if y'all watch Love Island, but to me, that's equivalent to going in the island and picking Huda. You saw the problem and you ran towards it. You're dumb. But anyway, alas.
But what
survival
makes
of the
you think
fittest.
they're
That's the
different
woman
though?
picked the alternative option. Well, who, the men?
Yeah. So where does your different? Like, what does that mean?
Again, emphasizing different, not better, not worse, just different. For me, I have specific reasons why I can only date Black men, period, and they're legitimate. And I know that sounds insane to call out myself, but like things like culture, like I don't want to have to explain, things that shouldn't have to be explained to my white spouse. Like, what are we talking about? Like, I don't want to have to coach you on why things are important in terms of raising my children before our children before I raise our children a certain way. Like, what's understood doesn't need to be explained. And God forbid I sign up to a lifetime of having to do that. I don't see how they can do that. Like, I don't like voluntarily. Like, to me, that's such a paramount thing. Like, that's such a non-negotiable. I just don't understand how they can run towards that. And I'm also not discrediting the fact that sometimes you can't pick who you like, right? Like, I think this is also a very normal. Let me not say normal.
You can't pick who you like?
I think you don't pick who you fall in love with all the time. I think part of what makes I think part of what makes her what the lady said true. Black girlies, have you ever found yourself remotely interested in a white man and in your mind you're fighting it? Because
no, but then I've also not
like.
But then I'm attracted to Black men, but I don't find all of them attractive, and I like
right.
Like it's the same thing for me because I don't find all Black men attractive.
I don't find all Black men attractive either, but it's very difficult for a white man to even tickle my interest.
No, I find some white men.
And
some white men. Joe Manganiello, what's his name?
Physically or actually?
He's a good man, Savannah. Physically.
But like,
I don't know
is
the
it
man.
a physical thing? But that's what I'm saying. Like, have you ever found yourself like the slightest, not serious, like, oh, you're interesting, but like, that's a small bit interesting.
I think I could, but I think I'm not the right person for this because I'm not that interested in like. I'm very intentional about how I date. Do you get what I mean? So that's why I do believe you can choose who you fall in love with because I'm very like intentional about that. But I think I do. I think I could have.
I think you choose who you want to seriously entertain, but I think like interest is something that you don't always like. A part of it is uncontrolled. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but I don't agree.
But
Definitely
how?
don't agree. What do you mean how?
Sure. Okay.
Go.
You can.
Sorry.
You don't. What'd you say?
You lost me.
How?
Do you know what? If there was any time Christy was going to rise up, I knew it was here. I just knew it was here.
How?
Okay, thank you.
Good morning.
This is why Stacey can't be a white man. It's too Kenyan.
Go, people.
Go on, Christy.
Wait, how can you say it can't be controlled?
You don't always control who you fall in love with. Why do you think there are people who are being battered and abused, but still crying, "I love the man, I love the man"? If you can control whether you love someone,
Stacey, do you believe love is blind?
No.
Okay, if you don't believe love is blind, then how can you say
that's two different things?
I don't think so.
To me,
I think they're in the same realm.
They might be sisters, but they're not twins.
They're kissing cousins.
Kissing cousins is
Who's
crazy.
kissing cousins?
No, that's funny.
I went to read something 1 second and I missed that.
No, she said that she thinks that what do you call it?
Oh, love is blind and thingy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, no, they're not the same. They might be sisters, but they're not twins.
Oh, okay,
They're
yeah.
kissing cousins. I don't agree. I think there's an element of love that you can't help. That's why you have to use your brain.
That's Disney stuff.
100%.
How? Guys.
Wait.
Truly.
So if you're in certain environments and or you put yourself in certain environments, you don't think you can control who you like in those environments?
You can. That's why you fight it, but there's an element of it that is not 100% controlled.
So wait, 1 second.
That was my point.
Maybe I'm an anomaly because you can drop me in Antarctica. You can drop me in Sweden. You can drop me in the highest mountain of Caucasus. I'm not touching any of them.
I understand
No,
that.
but question though,
And
actually, what Stacey
I share that
means.
sentiment. Yeah.
When you say, wait, what can't you control? Do you mean the attraction? Do you mean the interest?
Exactly.
Okay, so you can't control the attraction.
So it's not love.
Yeah,
then. It's just the interest.
Yeah, because I think you initially said
That's what
you
I'm trying
can't
to
control who you fall in love with.
Yeah.
Okay, love might be a strong word, but who
Okay,
you
yeah.
quote unquote fall for in the slight, like that's
Who you
what I
find
mean by fall.
attractive.
Like
Infatuated.
exactly.
Attraction and love are two different things, though, isn't it?
If you want to use extreme vocabulary.
Because even with love, I think that you can spend time with somebody and without intentionally choosing to love them, you do fall for them due to that proximity or whatever the case is. Yeah, so that's why I wasn't sure what you were.
But you choose to be around them.
That interest can be no, but it's not about the around. It's the attraction, and that's what I'm saying. I refuse to believe that all Black women have not had this experience. Sorry, I'm gonna down that hill.
Of what?
Where there's been a
That's
white
insane.
man in your proximity, and I'm not saying that you fell head over heels for this man. That's not what I'm saying. But in your mind, how do I say this without it being dramatic? Because it's not as dramatic as it's sounding when it's coming out of my mouth. Good morning on her behalf. What do you call it? I don't know. It's the same way that you find yourself interested in a Black man. There are little things that tickle your interest. It could happen with a white man, and in your mind, you are fighting it because
So you're
white?
saying that you
Like,
refuse to
never-
believe that every Black woman has not had to fight the urge.
I feel like
No, Christy,
Black women
Christy,
fight
sit
that
your
urge
hands.
sometimes.
1 second, Christy. I already know where you stand. So you're saying that you refuse to believe that most Black women, let's just say most, not all, we know Christy ain't one of them.
Yes.
Never fight.
Yes.
They had to fight that. But they haven't had to fight the urge to want to be with a white man or to want to...
No, please, it has not gone
or
as
like
far as
find him
want to be with.
attractive.
Yes, something about him is remotely attractive, and you're in your mind, you're just like, wait, block, white,
But then
white,
why
white,
are you fighting that though? It's okay to
bored.
see people are attractive and nothing and without anything.
But it sounds like Stacey's saying a bit more than just saying someone's good looking. It's like you're saying someone's good looking.
I want to
something
pursue
about
that.
him.
What if? Oh, what's going on?
It's
Like that.
No.
So
please
you're
don't
basically you're
drag, 'cause
intrigued.
That's not what I'm saying.
Like
Yeah,
you're
exactly.
That's a
pulled
good word.
further in
Yes.
by the attraction.
Like if this man were Black, this might be something that I investigate. But simply because you're white, the mission is DOA.
Okay, fair.
And I'm fighting it in my mind. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, so I've found some very attractive white men. Can't deny that, but it's never been a thing of like having to fight against it. That makes sense. I just I can find people objective. I can just find people attractive, and just move past it. If that makes sense.
It's not mental warfare. Like it's not anything long and drawn out. It's just a quick realization where you're just like, oh, that's interesting. Wait a minute.
I get you.
Luther can't. Like it can never.
I get you.
Can't do it. That's what I'm trying to say. So in that instance, I think that's where that lady is not necessarily wrong. I think not that Black women choose white men as a settlement. No, but if you ask. I find it hard to believe that Black women who date or marry or entertain white men wouldn't rather have a Black man. Like, of course, they would want to, be with someone who looks like them, has shared experience with them. It just didn't happen that way. The cards were not dealt that way, and that's okay.
Yeah.
That doesn't necessarily translate to settling.
And that's basically what I was saying earlier, where it's like with what she just said, what is the chances of that being a Black guy? Like, if he was with a non-Black woman, if he could. Would he actually be with a Black woman?
This is what I was going to ask. Like, why don't you think that's the same thing for that Black man? That what you know what I mean? Like, why wouldn't you think to yourself, okay, you know what? If in the ideal situation, whatever it may be, I'll prefer my significant other to be a Black woman.
I just think
share the same thing. Same thing you said about the
Black
woman.
Men are seekers. Hello.
But then also, isn't that woman inadvertently dissing Black women by accident? I know she's trying to defend them in the statement, but what she said actually sounds like she's actually dissing Black women because she said that black men that don't date black women are weak. But does that inadvertently mean that he's saying that you have to be? There's only a certain amount of strength. There's a certain amount of strength you have to be able to date a black woman, which kind of feeds into that whole narrative of you can't handle like they're hard, like black women are hard to handle, even though but like she's inadvertently saying that by saying that. And then she also said that black women that date white men, she basically kind of said that it's not like it's like a last Hail Mary kind of thing. So she's both saying that she's kind of saying that black women are hard to handle because you have to be strong to date them, and she also says that the ones that date white men are just doing it because they couldn't find the black man they wanted. So she's actually dissing black women by accident, but even though she thought she was trying to defend them.
I feel like she's dissing black women, not the black women are hard to handle part, but I think what she's saying is, it sounds as she's saying that basically black women end up settling. Do you know what I mean? Like they end up settling because like they're basically defeated. So they just end up settling with whatever comes their way. So what'd you say?
Yeah, so basically they're going for what they didn't necessarily want, but what they
exactly
get.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I feel like that sounds like a slightly kind of like like a disrespectful thing. Well, this to them, innit? It's like saying, you couldn't get the man you wanted, so you just go for this white guy.
But you know this, I feel like there's a lot of it's sad though, because there's a lot of women that actually think that way. And I think unfortunately they're surrounded by other people that think that way because she really believes what she said is the truth. She doesn't sound like you could tell her like any different. Because it's very narrow-minded to think that every black man that you see with a non-black woman is weak. And it just sounds like it's something that you're telling yourself to make yourself feel better because you were the one. But the reality of that, this is why I'm not anti interracial relationships and stuff, because not everyone in this world will find everybody attractive, right? Not all white people find other white people attractive. Not all Hispanics find other Hispanics attractive. So why is that with black people? If a black man is not with you, you automatically see that as an indictment on you or your looks. And I guess, and black men do as well, because we get all the dilemmas all the time. But sometimes you just haven't found your person. And that's just it. Like, you can be very good looking. Like, a man not finding me attractive or not wanting to be with me will never make me think, oh, maybe I'm not pretty enough. What? And I think it's quite sad that seems to be sometimes just the mindset in our community. Because what do you mean a black guy is with a white woman and I'm gonna see that as I'm too much to handle? He can't, girl.
And also,
it's weird.
I don't get her statement. Who's it for? Because the black man that wants to date a white woman, do you want to? It sounds like she's trying to bully them into dating black women, but those guys, you never, as a black woman, you never want to be convinced.
You don't want them.
A black guy dating you. Those guys, if they're lost causes, stop trying to bring them back into the fold, because you're gonna actually put them in relationships that are gonna be bad for them, because they're gonna feel. You see a lot of we spoke about how like the rappers nowadays are always talking about like, oh, my chocolate babes, but then some of the girls that date don't. It's like they become performative because they know that it's what's going on right now, and you end up having black men that don't want to date black women, but because they see the society we're in, they feel like they're going to score some points, and then they end up breaking someone's heart.
They're the token. Basically, you end up becoming the token girlfriend, and that's why I said that if I met a guy and his history has only been white women, and I'm the first black, I don't know how I feel about that. Because why? What made you? Why? That's why even like sorry, Stacey. Even what Black Crop said is that's how I feel about this whole this wave now of dark skin women. I'm not saying that dark skin women should have been celebrated or whatever the case is, but for me it just feels very weird. It feels very pretentious and very calculated media PR wise, and also just very like it's what I should be doing. Because I'm sorry, when we then look at who you end up getting pregnant, it's never the women you've been out here making noise about. I find it weird. I feel like it's a weird fetish objectification thing. And the black women are always oiled up as well. There's that one too.
Yeah, you don't see the collateral damage in someone's PR rebrand.
Boy. And then your real life is showing something different.
I agree, Esther. And as a dark-skinned girly, and I've talked about this on here, I'm very anti-skin compliments for this reason. There's nothing that puts me off more than when someone compliments my skin, and I can almost tell when it's going to happen. it usually happens with older people, men and women. I can see it from a mile away. I can see when they're looking at me, about to approach me and compliment my skin. I really want to run the other direction. I hate it. 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 I hate when men do it. It's just inauthentic because it's the same ones. And women also do this too, and it pisses me off. The same women who now want to claim dark skin. I remember you in the playground when you were making fun of me, calling me all types of black as XYZ. No, sweetie.
But maybe they didn't know better back then.
No, but you know what it is? Like, you know what? You can grow. You can not know better back then and know better now. But I think there is an overcompensation. I remember we talked about this before, and Brent couldn't understand for the life of me what I was trying to say. Because he was like, oh, when he sees I'm like, that's fine. You've always celebrated dark-skinned women. But it does feel like you're overcompensating. Like, you can compliment people and leave it on there. But when you just start, I feel like there's just a thin line between compliment and then it just being uncomfortable. And it's clear that you're trying to right your wrongs. Like, don't use me as your sacrificial lamb.
It's a right wrong.
Please.
I just think it's aesthetic farming the right word. Like, you are. Do you know how many brown skinned women? And I don't want to turn this into a debate on brown skin versus dark skin. Honestly, personally, I know what dark skin is, and you're not it, sweetie. I'm not hearing it, bro. You are not dark skin. Please stop. Just because you have a lot of white friends, and to them you are dark, you are not. We're not even going to entertain that conversation. I'm not having it. It's now that people want to start praising up dark skin. That, oh, I'm a dark skin. No, sweetie, brown skin. You were wearing NC40. No, I don't want to hear it. Like,
I don't even know what that means. But
it's a foundation.
It's a MAC shade. Like, I'm actually weren't even NW, fully NC. Stop talking to me. I'm not hearing it. And this is not a colorism thing, but to go through what a lot of us dark-skinned women went through, especially growing up, I'm gatekeeping that. Not because it's glorified now, but because you were not in the trenches with us going through the abuse when we were kids, all the ridiculing, to now that it's all of a sudden, not a badge of honor, because me personally, my skin is not a badge of honor. I just have it and I'm not ashamed of it, but like, it's not anything, the way you have skin, I have skin, cool. But like, now that it's glorified, so to speak, now all of a sudden you want to claim it. It's okay. It's not a hill to die on, and I'm not going to entertain the back and forth. Anyway, that's not what the conversation is. What Black Rob was saying about, you said something, and I forgot exactly what it was, but maybe when I say my perspective.
Is it the woman dissing, like her basically dissing white
something
black
about the men. But I made a point earlier about how when I see interracial couples, my reflexes wins. I think that the same way we do it for men, women do it for women too. We just don't talk about it enough. Because the type of girly in your friend group who dates the white man. You know it.
I'm not the right person to have this conversation with, because for me, I think it depends on the quality of your wig.
Sorry. We know. No, exactly. That's what I'm going to say. We know. Nice. You're kind. It's okay. We love you. We don't hate you. You're not, quote unquote, different, but you're different. Like, different's the wrong word, but like, we know
you're judging. I don't think men.
Do you know what it is? I look at people differently. If it's a thing where you're not in tune with your culture. So if you're talking down on, I don't think that's right though. I don't think that's true, because I think there's a woman I follow on TikTok. Actually, no, let me forget her. But no, she's Nigerian. She's got a white husband, but they visit Nigeria like constantly. They've got a home there. Her kids know, like, they eat Nigerian food. So she's a very cultured woman. The man she fell in love with is a white man. However, though, he knows about the culture. Like, he's very familiar with the culture. He craves Nigerian foods. Like, do you get what I mean? So I don't think it's a thing where it's that. I think where I pass judgment is if you're a black woman or black man dating a non-black person and you spend your time berating people from your culture. That I will always find weird. I will always judge you for it, and I'll feel no way about it. Because I just think that's weird behavior. Like, why don't you just date who you want to date and be happy and move on? Because also as well, like, I think sometimes as well, people who are interracial date, they might think that you're passing judgment. I'm like, God, I love love. Like, I don't care. So sometimes I've noticed sometimes people are shy. Sometimes people are shy to say, this is my partner, or like, I'm in an interracial relationship. I'm like, I'm not going to judge you based off that. But do you go home talking about black women are this or black men are this? If you do, then fair. I've got time to judge you. Do you get what I mean? So, yeah.
Sorry, can I just...
Yeah, go on,
Of course,
Chrissy.
ma'am.
Sorry to say, but
this may be a hot take. Actually, I don't even care.
Are you all about hot takes?
Yeah. The black. I'm not saying all, so don't get your panties in a twist. But let's be real. A lot of the black women who are in interracial relationship with white men, who now it became a social media trend. It became a TikTok trend.
Speak on
it
it.
became a YouTube trend, and they gained an audience.
Yeah.
Mainly black women audience.
Sadly.
Through that. I'm sorry, you are viewing the lens of a white savior complex. Point blank. That's why you were drawn to that content.
I agree with you.
That's why you were drawn to that content, and you don't want to admit it. So that's what you were bigging it up, like, oh my god, I'm like, oh yeah, like, oh yes girl, like, oh my god, she's locked up. No, you're doing the right. You yourself are prey to the white savior complex, and you want to disguise it and say, oh no, she's locked up. Oh my god, I love blah blah blah. No, and that's why you were drawn to that content, and that's why a lot of them made it their personalities, and some of your faves. Patricia Bright.
No, she gets cooked all the time. She ain't no one's fave no more.
Who was it?
Patricia Bright. I like her.
Oh, the makeup lady, right?
Yeah, but she's like business and all sorts. But people cook her all the time. I don't think it's nice cooking. I don't think it's fair. But she's really hated in the streets. But I think she's just tone deaf.
Wasn't she kind of one of the first? Like she's before.
She's an OG, but I think she started being a bit weird. I think one of the things I can really remember was when Molly May did a giveaway, right? It was the biggest giveaway in the history of giveaways. And she was there talking about, if I did a giveaway of books, none of you guys would enter. It's like, oh, girl, boo. Boo. Please pass the mic.
I personally think...
Good morning.
Morning.
Thanks for calling up.
I have to chime in about the little Patricia Bright thing, because I think it's slightly unfair on her, because she's known him for a very long time. If you can see the journey of them, they've known each other for a very long time. And I think when it comes to love, I don't think you can choose. I think it's hormonal. I think it's chemicals. I think you just see a guy and you just fall in love. I think you can't grow to love someone, so you can't grow to choose to be in a relationship with someone who you feel can give you stability, who you feel, I don't know, is part of your culture, and then over time you can grow to fall in love. But I think sometimes you find someone and you just fall in love, and I don't think it's as
like calculated.
I don't know, in depth as we're thinking it, you know. Sometimes I think you can just fall in love, and I think if it's a white guy, I don't understand why race should affect how you or who you fall in love with.
Who you fall in love with has consequences. That's why.
And do you feel like your preference is kind of shaped by your culture, your experiences, and how you see life and stuff?
Do you know what? I think that me personally, I would prefer my preference to be a black guy, a Nigerian.
That's right.
Who I suppose is from Igala or Idoma and all of that, because I think I would like the culture to continue on to my kids. But I was raised in England. I am surrounded with people who I believe share similar interests as me, and that's not including culture. So in terms of what I like to do, I am surrounded with people who share that, and they're not Nigerians.
I get you.
And the thing.
So why would I?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So why would I stop my happiness just because I want this culture to continue? What about creating a new kind of culture? Like, for example, I've dated guys who are white and who are black, and they're not Nigerians, but I share certain interests with them. And I've dated Nigerians who are proper Nigerians who I'm like, this ain't gonna work. Like, why should that, just because I want to be like, oh, black, black, I don't know, black couples or whatever, why should I sacrifice my own? I don't know. I think we're just overthinking this sometimes. I think let's just love who we love and let's just be happy.
Do you know what,
again,
though?
I don't understand, like, the other thinking of things. But I think with Patricia Bright, I think that if you actually follow the journey of the love, I think maybe a little bit of grace should be given that she just fell in love with the guy. And I think that's okay.
Do you know what? Sorry, who is talking? Who was that?
Fantastic.
Fantastic. Morning, babes. But do you know what? I agree with what she's saying, though, because I think with Patricia Bright, I think people are mean, unnecessarily mean to Patricia Bright. I don't agree with it. I'm not here for it. And I think that I just don't think, I don't know what it is, why people hate her so much, but I think she can be tone deaf sometimes in the things that she says and the way she moves. But I don't think it warrants the online bullying that she goes through, especially from my own community. I just don't think it's nice. But what she just said actually makes sense, because sometimes, so basically, you see, like when it's like, if you feel like you must date black, you must date black. This is why, to an extent, when people are with, this is why I just don't judge interracial dating, because when it comes to dating, it's actually beyond race. Absolutely, race is important, especially if you're a black person, of course. But there's so many other elements that matter as well. If you're someone of faith, you want someone who's the same faith as you. But even like beyond those big things as well, and political alliances and beyond those big things, do I like you? Are you an annoying person? Are you clean? What kind of things do you spend money on? What type of habits do you have? Are you addicted to porn? Are you addicted to gambling? Are you an alcoholic? Like, there's so many other variables that come in there. And even beyond all those things as well, what kind of family do you come from? Because I've always said there's no shame in my game. If my man's family are chaotic, don't like me, or trying to cause me stress, I have no problem walking away from that. Love will find me again.
Yep.
Like, I have no. So these are things that you have to consider as well. So there's just so many factors to consider that I think sometimes when people have the conversation, they think that. I think that sometimes it's like people assume that people haven't tried, and that's why I'm pro interracial dating, if that's what works for you, because you might have tried with your own race, and for many different variables or whatever the case is, it didn't work out. And again, people want to get married for different reasons. People that, they want a companionship, people that want to have children, people want to marry for different reasons, and people like each other for different reasons. So I don't think it's fair to just have like a blanket reason or blanket judgment and be like, oh, it's because he's weak, or she wants to find rest, or you just don't like your own people. There's too many variables to just ever throw in one reason as to why people are dating interracially. Do you get me?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah,
That's
one more
cool.
one
You
more
have
point.
to be serious. Go ahead, Black Rob.
Yeah, something that both Stacey and Snowstorm said. I hear this quite a lot as well, where sometimes I feel that some people think love is something that happens to you rather than something you actively participate in. And said some. I think I said it was a Disney thing, but I genuinely do think it's like a media narrative that, like, oh yeah, it just happened and I didn't know, and it was in a whirlwind, and it's like, yeah, that's infatuation, and that's attraction. That can happen. That is something that happens to you, but love is an intentional thing that you participate in. But when people say I just fell in love and I didn't know what happened, it's like, no. You have to actively participate in it before it to happen. It's the attraction and love.
I disagree. Sorry.
Go on, Snowstorm. Tell us why you disagree.
I disagree simply because I think there's two types of love for me. I think there's the love where you meet someone, you're not really sure about it, or you are intentional about getting to know them, and then it grows into love. Like, you actively do what you need to do, you show up, you do the date, you actively work on it, and then eventually it grows into love, and you just love them. Like, for example, arranged marriages, eventually you work on it, and then you end up being like, wow, I love you, and that. I get that part, but I think there's another part of love, which is to be in love. And I think that one, it's not, you don't do anything. I do think it happens. I don't think you have to be actively participating. I don't think you have to be actively contributing. I don't think you have to be intentional. I think there are times in your life where, for no reason whatever, you meet someone, you think, have I met you before? Something sparks in you. There's butterflies. They're not the guy you want. Like, nothing you dream about, but they just get you.
See what the movies
And
have done
then
to us.
No, but to be fair, yeah,
it's not about movies. I think it's easy to dismiss it and say, oh, this is what movies have done to you. But if you can't talk about other people's experience, people have experienced different ways of living. I can tell you for a fact, I've met a guy who I'm trying to get rid of. Like, I'm had enough. Like, this is not what I dream of. But I met him. I told him the first time I met him, I said, listen, I don't date your kind. But there's something about him, and you could call it attraction, and maybe it is attraction. But I think there's something about him that draws me to him. There's something chemicals, hormonal, and I think no matter what I do, I can't get him off me. And I think that is love. I think I care about him so deeply. I feel his pains. But why do I feel his pains? I don't want this guy. He's not the guy I want, but I love him. And I think it happens. And I think you can't talk about other people's experience, but people have experienced, some may have not experienced this, but I think there's a time when you meet someone, it doesn't make sense to you.
But you're drawn to them.
But there's something about them. And I think that is love. And it's not worked on, it's not intentional. It just happened like a spark.
I agree with what she's saying, you know. I think sometimes you can be very drawn to people. Fortunately, some of them I find and I was drawn. It was the devil. it was evil spirits that were trying to lure me away from my path. But I do agree with that. I think sometimes it's like, it's easy to like throw things and say, oh, it's all Disney, da da da. But people actually have fairy tale, like, love experiences. Like, some people, they actually, like, I remember there was a story I saw online. You know the people that stop people on the streets and ask them, how did you meet? That kind of content.
Yeah.
And literally, within a week, this man and woman saw each other at the airport, at a bakery, at this, at that, within a week. And then by the 5th time, they were like, okay.
What's going on there?
They're like, I've seen you this, I keep seeing this week. And they're like, oh, what's your name? And they've been together ever since.
Wow.
So there's people that have those kind of experiences. I think where Disney and like all these, I think what the issue is, what the issue is everyone assuming that they're going to have those type of experiences, and you're not. Because again, the way life works, life is so diverse. We're not all going to have the same experiences, but there's actually people who really have fairy tale experiences. People that met and within a month they got married and they've been together like 10 plus years. And there's people that were dating for 10, 11 years, got married, and within 6 months they're like, yeah, no, not working. Do you get what I mean? Like. But love is not linear like that.
Is it because us as human beings, we assign meaning to things that we want to mean things to us?
I think sometimes we do that, but then sometimes things are above you. Like, I believe we're spiritual beings, right? And I believe that this world, though physical, is spiritual as well. So yes, absolutely, you're right. Because sometimes people are like, oh, Lord, give me a sign. God gives you a sign, letting you know this is not it. You say, Lord, if that was really you, give me another sign that that was you. Do you get what I mean? Like, I think sometimes human beings definitely do that, 100%. But sometimes some things are beyond you, beyond us. But I do agree with, so what's her name again?
Snowstorm.
Snowstorm.
Many different names.
Fair. I like Snowstorm. But I do agree with her where sometimes you are just drawn. There is an attraction about a person. I've experienced that before.
So let me ask you.
Is it that I said it in Spanish? Because is that not the same thing that I said?
So this is what I was going to say. To be fair, this is what I think Stacey was saying. But what I was going to say is...
No, Stacey said we can fall in love. We didn't say we're falling. We said we're drawn.
But at that stage, yeah. So Snowstorm, you still there? Yeah.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. So at that stage, yeah. Don't you think the next step, right, towards that love that you're talking about is a choice? So this person that you're talking about, yeah, how deep you have that connection with and all that sort of stuff. Wasn't there something that happened on day one that I guess something else grew on top or that expanded on day 2 and day 3 and day 4? Like there was a stage...
I'm offended.
Huh?
That's literally what I was describing.
No, but that's what I'm saying to you. I'm saying that those things can't you stop because it's a choice. That's basically where I'm going with this.
Like what I said.
No, but that's what I said to you, Stacey. That's what I said. I said, to be fair, this is what you were saying.
Maybe I'm the wrong messenger because you people are just saying the same thing in a different box.
Well, welcome to my world, okay?
But that's what I said. Go on, Snowstorm.
So, I guess, yeah, there is an element of choice in there. But I think, for me, the matters of heart is very complex. I don't think it's as black and white as you may think of it. So you may want, okay, for example, some women find it hard to just let go. The phrase like, this guy's not good enough for you. This guy is just a headache. It's not going to work. Let go. And they just can't. Their head says, yes, I'm going to let go. But then they're texting the guy, or the guy texts them, or the guy goes to them after so long and then texts them like, what are you doing today, babe? And they're like, oh, I'm free. Is that a choice?
Yes.
Yes, that's
100%.
Yes, it is.
Your head is telling you, leave this guy alone, but your heart is not
mind is
letting you let
telling you to
go.
be stupid.
You believe that's a choice?
Yes, it is. Do you know
100%.
what this reminds me of? You know when people say, yeah, if something's for you, you can't lose it. I promise you. I promise you, if something is for you and you fumble it, you will indeed lose it. Do you get what I mean? That is a choice. Because again, yes, your head is saying one thing, your heart is saying another thing. I think that's the thing with love, that I don't think you can necessarily choose who you fall in love with, because like the feeling of love is a feeling. So you might, I think it's a feeling. I think that you can then decide whether you want to fight it or lean into it. That's another part. But I don't think you can choose who you fall in love with. But I do think that we put ourselves in positions, or we do things that puts us in a position to be more likely to fall in love with a person. Because I tell you as well, I could be with somebody who I'm like, not really feeling it. And I could be with them for as long as I want to be with them, and I don't like them. But then there might be someone who I don't see as often as that person, or whatever. And again, that feeling. So I don't think that we can necessarily control our feelings in that way. But I do think that we do things that will determine, it will just determine what the outcome is likely to be.
Yeah.
So if your head is telling you no, or your heart is saying this, or whatever the case is, like Snowstorm was saying, and then the person that, do you want to meet up? That is a choice.
Yeah.
Like, yes, I want to meet up, or no, I don't want to meet up. Whatever you've decided, you've made a decision on what's been asked of you.
100%.
So that's a choice.
And also, Snowstorm, I want to ask you, if you don't mind, if you was back home, if you stayed back home instead of coming over to England, do you think you would like the same sort of guys?
There's this famous actress, what's her name now? And she married a white guy. She met him in Nigeria. I think she studied in England for a while, and then she moved to Nigeria because she didn't like it. She wanted like a better future. She wanted to be like a presenter, whatever. I can't remember her name. She went to a bar just where obviously the population there are mostly black, and then she met the love of her life, who's a white guy. She didn't choose it. She didn't go actively looking for a white man. It just happened. So I think that, again, this is to answer the question about love. The guy that is meant to be would just happen. It doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter if you're in the most obscure black place ever where you'll never meet a white guy. If he's meant to be a white guy, he will just appear and you will marry him.
Do you know what?
I think with love, it's not as complex as, oh my God, I can only be with a black man. And, because I'm only in England, I can only marry, like, I don't see many black guys, so it makes sense for me to be with a white guy. She was in Nigeria. She married she was a German.
I agree with what she's saying, I think sometimes you can't choose these things. That you could really be in a black country for all your life, and the one time this white tourist comes to visit, that's who you end up with.
This is how they
that's how you know
they
God has a
leave
sense of humor.
black women with the babies to look after, because the guy was just get on the plane and be gone in 2 weeks later.
Because if I should go through this life as a black woman in this America that is filled with all these black options, and God happens to drop a white man in my life,
that's how you know it's meant to be.
You know that one GIF where it's like,
yes.
on the couch and just laugh at your circumstances, because how did I get here?
I mean, that's a real thing there. I used to pray to God about that. Because I know how God, but I said, Lord, I know you work in very mysterious ways, but I would like if the desires of my heart could just align with your will, because you know the kind of men that I like. If you could just, there
are some days where I honestly feel like, and I know this is very childish, so just bear with me. It's a jokey joke, right? I really think that, when God is scrolling through his channels of, his children, mine has to be in the comedy section. Because the things that I experience, I just feel like God is throwing things at me purely for entertainment.
Yeah, one of the
a white man would have to be, God forbid, a white man would have to be the peak of that entertainment arc. Because of homie, guys, if you see me with a white man, have you ever seen that tweet where it's like tweet something that if you
so
say
we know
something
you've
that
been
if you were to
kidnapped.
tweet it, yes, bro. I'm marrying my white man tomorrow. The wedding's gonna be in Kenya. Check on me fast. I'm almost dying.
You're actually
I'm
not
about to be dead. Check on me fast.
Because I'm sorry. You know that video where the pastor was like, if you don't see me there, you're in hell.
He said,
That's
if
what
you
that
go
would
to
mean to me.
heaven and you don't
If
see
you
me
don't
there,
see me there,
you're in hell.
I'm in hell. And that's what I would say if you ever saw me with a white man on my arm. Please believe you're in
Do you
hell.
know what's so funny? Because whenever people talk like this, I just think, whoo, the power of the tongue. Not even that, but you just don't know what God's will is. I'm sorry, Stacey and Christy.
Oh my white man is part of his will. I don't think I want to know.
Oh, please.
Because we're laughing now.
Just to come this far.
But why is it that there's so many?
He knows what he made. Before I came out my mum's womb, he knew the character I was going to have. He knew.
You know what? Yeah. Why is it that there's so many other things that's God's will in our life that we can say no to and not do? But this particular one,
that you want to profess.
But this particular one, then we go ahead and say, yeah, this is God's will.
No, but because I believe I agree with what Snowstorm's been saying. I think that with love, like in every human being, there is that desire to love, to be loved, and I believe it's a spiritual thing that's bigger than us. That's bigger than us understanding. Of course, people end up in different circumstances through their lust and through all sorts, pride, whatever the case is, selfishness, greed. There's many different reasons why people end up in situations. But when it comes, you just don't know. And I think you just don't know. Not meant like if you think about like even like your life, where you thought you'd be today, you might not be there. Think there's other things that have happened for you in life that you never even thought would happen for you, and it did. And the thing that you were so sure was going to happen, and they didn't. So I just believe that love is one of those things. So you really never know what could happen, and that's why I like that Snowstorm gave that example when you asked her, do you think if she was in that environment, that's what she would? Because ideally it sounds like yes, of course, if that's all I ever see, then fair enough. But sometimes these things, I just believe these things are bigger than you.
I do want a proper answer from that though.
I could have been with a white man. It wouldn't have been a problem. Because if that was the Lord's will,
to be my needle
absolutely.
in the haystack, God is playing a fat joke on me.
Yeah,
And
but
you know what?
But in the
If
same
it's
way
his
though,
will-
in the same way, there's so many people that are there's so many black men, so many black women, and yet we have people that are single, like single to the dying day. So do you get what I mean? It's the same thing. Like just because that's where you that's because that's where your that's your people, or it doesn't mean that you're going to end up with one of them. So saying like of all the people I had to be with the white person, okay, but of all the blacks, you end up with any. And that's the same in every community. Even with cultures where they have arranged marriages, some people are still single. Despite how they're helping them along. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So it's just bigger than us sometimes.
Us have this conversation. I just want to make it very
And I think
clear.
also like we forget
Don't
that
make it
in our
more
own little communities, it's bigger than the communities at large. So say in a church, you've got mixed communities, but in that mixed communities, there's black, there's white, there's whatever. But you guys are sharing the same kind of like you're creating your own little culture in that. You know, you've got your own similar way of worshiping, your similar way of being. So for example, if I had a daughter and she ended up marrying a white man or an Indian or a Chinese, whatever, or a black man, but she's known him since she was a baby. They've gone to the same church events. They've gone to camping together. They've done so many things together. And it's just like, I love this guy. We have similar culture, because within that context, they have more culture than say a Nigerian back home. Am I going to be like, oh, I want my culture. I want the Igala tribe and the Idoma tribe to reign forever. So I wouldn't let you be with the guy that you've known since you were a baby. Like, what are we doing here?
No,
Come
but
on, like,
that
makes sense.
I understand what you're saying there, yeah, but that's typically not the case for all of us here. Like, I'm assuming that's not the case for you as well.
No, it is the case.
No, but I think that it is there because I've dated Christian,
It is
black
the case.
Nigerian, Yoruba Christian men, you couldn't pay me to marry them. Couldn't pay me to marry them at all. And I've dated black Christians that I've had more in common with than a Nigerian. Again, it's just you just don't know. Do you get me? Like you just don't know.
But this is why I was.
You do though.
You don't.
You do.
Sure.
Okay, for example, the guy I'm dating now, I'm gonna put it out there, is white.
Okay.
So I
They
know
know
Christy's gonna be
this.
having a field day. She's like, she's whatever.
Mm.
But
Don't I want to make you feel the way about your man?
You were hiding that one behind the
Yes,
glass
girl.
door.
You better love your man. That's why I do laugh. Everyone should love the person that they're with.
Snowstorm, you've admitted this already, so please, this ain't news. I don't understand.
We love it for you.
You love ha.
so
Anyway,
yeah.
so I'm going
Yeah,
back.
go so.
I've known him
Mm.
pretty much all my life.
Okay.
Literally, we eat the same food. We have the same, literally, we have the same vibes, the same, he knows my parents. We've known each other since we were kids. And even with that being said, at the time we were friends. So he was dating who he was dating, and I was, dating who I was dating. But I was very intentional about who I was going to date. I was like, no one, I don't know anyone to speak Igala or Idoma. I want my kids to speak Igala Idoma. I want black kids. I was very intentional. So obviously I did what I needed to do. I went online. I looked for men, Nigerian men, different types, obviously, not just the Igalas. But I was very intentional. But I just realized quite soon that, oh my God, it's just not going to work. Can't cook I can't cook African food like that. Let's be real. I can cook it, but I can't cook it, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
I cook it in a very not African, not Nigerian
in a Western way.
The modern way.
I hear you. In a modern way.
In my own twisted way. That's not gonna work. I can't really speak my language like that. I can understand it, but let's be real, I can't really have a massive conversation. So even the whole idea of marrying an Igala guy is just not gonna work. Not really. I don't really I can go to Nigeria, but my accent, the way I am, my way of being is gonna very tell. I'm very geeky. I'm very into certain things. I have a very weird, twisted humor, and the guy I'm dating, he gets me. Even with the food I cook, it's African. He eats it. It's white, but he eats it.
Do you pound it down,
oh my God, it's delicious. It loves jollof rice. It loves okra. It loves it. And it just, I feel like.
Does he eat with his hands or with his knife and fork?
I don't eat my hands. I ain't got time for that. I get my nails done.
See how
what do you think this is?
Case in point.
Hell no, my fingers are not going to smell like egusi for the next 3 days. Dead that. But you know what? Actually,
he eats with his hands because he loves Indian food as well. So he just eats food with that. Yeah, he eats it with his hand. So it just works. And when we plan things, we are we're so in tune. So in that case, and funny enough, I know this sounds so weird, I don't even see him as a white guy. When we have conversations, I don't see white.
You don't see color,
which is so strange. I don't see him white. I
see a
even call
nice
him the
human being.
N-word. When I'm
Yeah,
angry,
what did you say?
I don't see a white man.
What did you say? You call him the what word? Snowstorm.
What should you call him? I missed that. I was
gets to a
I
point.
was talking to Stacey.
When
I
I'm
don't
angry,
even imagine it.
so when I'm angry, I would call him the N-word. I'm oh my God, please. Oh my God, N-word,
Snowstorm,
please.
my sister. I was there with you.
I was trying.
Wait, what?
I was even going to say, Snowstorm, can I come to your wedding? And now you've said it.
I was there with you.
How much I don't
Wait, hold,
see
no,
him.
sorry.
You better jump off the call quickly, Snowstorm, before the storm, Christy storm comes your way.
Just say you was joking quickly, man.
Wait, did she? Wait,
no, you didn't. You didn't used to. Don't worry about it. When all things are passed away, we're moving on. Do you know what though? What Snowstorm said though about not being able to speak a language and then wanting to be with somebody of the same culture. That's another thing, because I'm very I'm very cultural person. I speak my language. I know my foods. I know my history. Whenever and if there's another Nigerian guy, I want to be with a Nigerian woman, but you're not matching my energy in terms of the culture knowledge. I'm sorry, I don't want to be with you.
Yeah,
you're black Nigerian. You're Yoruba. That's good, but excuse me.
Yeah.
I don't want to be I don't want to be with you. So that's always another interesting thing when people are like, oh, I must be with someone that's from my culture. But are you someone from your culture wants to be with?
That's true.
Do you get what I mean?
That's literally what I've been saying in a different.
No, because Stacey is just not your
No,
night.
sorry,
I'm very
sorry.
with you.
We need to. Sorry.
No, I
I
think
need
you
to
need to
rewind.
you need to rewind the video. That's the honest truth.
I need
That's
her
the
to
honest truth,
repeat
sister.
what she just said.
She can't.
She
I
repeated
need
3
her to
times. She
repeat.
calls him the
She can't.
N-word, bro. It got to the point.
She was joking.
You said it got to the point.
So wait, hold on. So question: if now that's what you call him, and he returns fire in the same manner,
God forbid.
Is
If he
that
said God
also fine?
forbid.
No, we know that's not fine.
Oh, she's gone.
No, Stacey, I'm asking you.
I told Snowson to leave.
I'm
Well,
asking
no,
the
I would have
white
left.
man.
Connection dropped.
Might be a
Especially
good
with the white
thing.
man, it's so funny. No, it's never going to obviously call me that. But
No, but you
How do
said
you
when
know?
you're angry.
It was obvious that you were never going to call him
So-
that to me.
So if he now returns,
no, it would never call me. It's never called me that, so I know for a fact it would never call me that.
What if he's thinking it? I think he's thinking
It's
it.
never thinking. What the hell? No, he isn't. However,
but
I
what-
would say something. I would say something now.
Please
I would say
redeem it.
this.
Please.
There was times like, especially when that thing happened with what's it called, Floyd or whatever.
George Floyd.
Where I literally had to rethink is like our relationship because of how his views on it. So
what were his views on it?
I was like, oh my god, is this gonna work in terms of like if there's like a black issue? But I think because of what happened then and how like we argued about it and how like obviously how strong I felt about it, I felt like he had to rethink a lot of things, and then ever since then he's been more sympathetic.
Okay.
So it's like even within that context of oh my god, would it work in terms of like you know.
You sigh like that.
Because I want to ask a question, but I don't want to ask and the chat potentially get onto it. You know what I'm saying? So that's
First
why.
of all, yeah, the chat will do what the chat does, and
She loves
never
her
read the
man,
chat.
and she's willing to
Snowstorm.
stick beside him.
I just don't. I don't even read the chat. I work here. Just don't. Right. So the chat will always do what the chat is, but I think we need to have these conversations. I think this is why race is important, because for me, again, I am pro interracial dating. I'm pro people going where the love is. I'm very pro that. I stand on that. No shame in my game. You want to invite me to your interracial dating, I will be there eating a shepherd's pie and with a side of jollof. I don't mind about that, right? However, I do think that when you're interracially dating, that these are the important things to have a conversation about, because I don't think that as a black person in a relationship, you should go out into the world and be dealt the blows of racism in your workplace, just on the streets, in the way people interact with you, in the way people talk to you, and then you come home and have to deal with that as well. Or you come home and you're not able to speak to your partner openly and freely about that. So I do like, because I think, again, it goes back to the conversation we had yesterday, where people are ignorant about stuff. If he's never had exposure to that, he might not get it.
Yeah.
So with her, and I think when it comes to interracial dating as well, I don't think that you should be dating interracially as a black person who is conscious of your blackness if you don't have it in you to teach. You're going to be teaching white people about race. Not just him, his family too, his friends too. You're going to be living a constant, a full life, if you guys have, however long you guys are together for, of teaching. When you have children, they're teachers, you're going to constantly be teaching. So if you know you don't have the ability to do that, it's probably best not to be in that relationship. What's that? No, man. It's probably best not to be in that relationship. However, these are, so I want you to ask a question, because I do, these are important things that need to be talked about. Do you get what I mean? Like, but I like the fact that he was receptive to what she told him, and in my mind, he's receptive to racial conversations moving forward. Do you get what I mean? Like, it's important for a white person to realize the privileges they've had in society, and understanding your partner hasn't had that privilege. Do you get what I mean? Like, you can't be a white woman and not understand why your husband is feeling frustrated because everywhere he goes, people think he's an aggressive black man. You can't dismiss that. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But anyway, big up Snowstorm. What are you gonna ask?
And that is the point that I was trying to make. I will come and twirl.
Yes,
to
Stacey.
Bruno Mars and
I think
Ross
all your
wedding.
points have just.
I'm
I will
telling you.
come and eat the casserole.
I apologize.
I will indulge in all the white festivities to celebrate your love. However, that is just not a life I can choose for myself. When it comes to raising my sons and they don't have their father to explain to them, especially as a black man in America, some of the things that you have to be careful of, the things that you have to think about, experience does, exposure does not always replace experience. And for me in my household, for me and my lineage, Connor can stay over there.
Okay. Now,
you
why is
might,
it Connor?
sorry, you might be find small things that are attractive about that white man, and I'm not. It's not a bad thing. Like we all agreed in different fonts, whichever font was legible to you. You can't always help who you like, are attracted to, love, pick your adjective, adverb, whatever, right? However, your emotional discipline is up to you. That is a choice. And some people reap the consequences of their choices. We see it with Black men all the time. How many white women are going to come and destroy their lives before they start using their mind to start assessing risk? And I know that a lot of times for Black women, the story doesn't end like that when they date white men, but there are also other battles that they have to experience. That, to me, someone said in the chat, oh, well, your finances, finance is not everything. Yes, okay, maybe white men have more access to money, or they might be wealthier, so you can get over the fact that he's white because he has money. That's not the end all be all. I'm sorry.
It's really
I'm not ruining my lineage on behalf of Connor and Timothy. It cannot happen. It can't.
Can I say as well,
I really
though?
wish that. Yeah, go ahead.
No, you can go on. Sorry.
No, I'm probably going to say the same thing in a different font and hope that it gets understood.
I do want to say though that people shouldn't be in the comments talking anyhow to Snowstorm.
Yeah, man.
Like if someone's going to be open and talk about their experiences, we don't all have the same experiences. Yeah. Some of you are lying anyway. Some of you are lying. Some of you are laying right next to that which you said you would never lay with. So
Connor is piping you down.
I just know Satan had a long day. I just know. Listen, so stop being mean to people. Like, at the end of the day, wait, sorry, Christy, 1 second. She's sharing her experience. If you know that you personally wouldn't date interracially, you wouldn't date a white man, you're not attracted to them, whatever the case is, that's good for you and your household and your family and your generations. That's good. But I don't think that someone who would should be looked at in a different way. I just don't think I think that's just very unfair. Sorry, Christy.
Oh yeah, just because I need to go. As I've said so many times, and people don't seem to want to hear. I'm sorry. There's conversations you need to have. It's not no joke, because whether you slice it, this whole love is love, oh blah blah blah. No, there is layered conversations you need to have with your partner if you're gonna take that step to be in an interracial relationship. I'm sorry, you need to have those conversations. It's not no joke. It's not a joke. And people think it's vibes. And because of their surface level thinking, or they think they're just going to have a designer baby and all this kind of crap. When you actually entered in that relationship and then you also add children into the factor, best believe you need to have certain conversations. Because when you are going outside into the world, when they meet certain things, it's going to be a problem. So if you don't address it beforehand, and then all of a sudden it comes up in an argument and they think the N-word can fly, or they having sympathy, they don't see where your point is when we're talking about racism, and now you're sitting back thinking, oh my God, how did I not know this? Why did you not have these conversations before? It shouldn't even need to come up in an argument. These are the conversations you should be having way before. How do you view race? What lens are you viewing it from? Because if you're going to be in a relationship with me, you need to consider these factors. But again, I don't have those problems, because the person I'm with, that's not going to be the conversation we're having. But good luck to all parties involved if that's the way you want to play it. Not
But
me
to
and my
be clear,
household.
Christy, I can see how, you said have it your way at all parties who choose to indulge in a little milk. But I think that the way that we so passionately are anti that being our portion can mistakenly make it seem like we're talking down on our sisters who make that choice. I want to be clear. I'm not looking down at you. Like I said, I will come and twirl to Bruno Mars at your wedding. Just because it's not my choice doesn't mean I am anti your life choices. And that's what I was trying to say earlier. We know our loved ones who choose to dibble and dabble in some snow. It's okay. Like I want you. And I've said this about different things, not just this particular topic. I want people to be more confident in their decisions, because the moment that your confidence is wavering in your decision, that's when I have to start looking at you and start saying, okay, so maybe this is not really for you.
But Stacey, though, how can people be confident in their choices if this is how they're being spoken to? Because I'll be honest with you, it sounds as if they're being told off.
But to the point that she was a snowstorm even made herself. You can't always help who you fall in love with. And sometimes if that's what you want, you got to stand behind what you want. Even if it comes with consequences. You might, like we said, sometimes you might love someone or something, and even with emotional discipline, you choose to make a choice. And all choices come with consequences. If for you, the consequence of loving your partner and having your interracial family, let me not use that verbiage because that sounds like talking down. That's not what I mean. If you choosing to love your white man comes at the cost of maybe your friends looking at you a certain way, or maybe you not being able to partake in certain conversations or certain experiences with your children, your significant other, etc., and that is okay with you, I want people to stand 10 toes behind that, which again is me saying in a different font what y'all were saying about how interracial couples will then say, oh, we found love in each other, and then they start talking down on the people in their race who they're trying to advise to go in. Like that's the same thing I'm trying to say. You love who you love in your house. Me, I will love who I love in my house. That is why your household works and my household works. I want people to be more confident in their choices. Don't when you now start trying to get defensive, I'm questioning, okay, maybe you're just not all the way convinced that, Connor was for you.
I'll be honest with you. I'm so sorry, Snowstorm. I don't know how you're encouraging people to be confident when the comments that have been flying today. Like,
just because I disagree with you aggressively.
No, but that's the thing though. Because if you don't people can't be confident about their choices and would, for the most part, not even tell you about the choices they're making because they know that the backlash that they will receive. I think that there's nothing wrong if you say that this is not the life that you want to live. You don't believe in interracial dating. You don't believe love is love. You don't believe all these things. Whatever the case is, that's fine. That's for you. But I think the issue is that people come across very judgy and very preachy, and almost as if you're telling people off for the choices that they've made. I understand that yes, important conversations need to be made, and you can talk in the sense of, and this is just not you. This is not directly at you, Stacey, but one can talk in the sense of, if you're going to be in an interracial relationship, kind of like how I did when I said interracial relationship, this is unfortunately what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to be the one to teach them, blah, 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 blah. But that's really just a suggestion. It's not me forcing somebody to have to do that. Not everybody is a black activist. Not everybody wants to carry Black Matters on their head. We all have different social issues that we feel passionate about, that we want to talk about, blah, 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 the cases. I just think that the tone... It's not nice. I don't think it's nice. It's just very judgy and very preachy and very all the best with this mistake that you're making. And I don't think that's right.
And I see how that can be.
I just want to second what you said.
Go on, Sam.
Yeah. I just wanted to second what you said, Esther. I think I just looked into the chat, and all of a sudden, because I was very open about a guy that I've known since I was a kid, and I'm dating him, and he just happens to be white. I've been told that I wear blonde wigs, and because I'm dating a guy that I love, and I think was it this conversation started off with the lady saying that the
men are weak, women are resting.
Something about women who. Yeah, so there was a very judgy thing to start off with that started this conversation, and I think I'm not the only one who, and again, they hate Patricia Bright Guest for dating someone that she's known for a very long time, since, if you look at the pictures, they've known each other since she was young, maybe in the teens.
Yeah.
And I think that and I'm glad that we have this conversation because, like Mark says, Black people aren't a monolith. And I think who you choose to date does not make you any less of a Black activist. But I just want to say about the chat, I am actually very disappointed in the chat. Because I think it's one thing to have your opinion, and it's one thing to say, good luck to her for dating a white man, and for you to say that, having the conversation about race being an issue. I think that's fine. You can't say that, but then to go on to say that because I choose to date the love of my life, because I choose to date someone that I've dated since I was a kid, that means that I'm wearing a blonde wig. I mean, come on, what the hell? Where did that come from? Like, I don't even wear wigs. I wear my hair.
Yeah,
And your hair looks full and healthy, girl.
What's
Yeah, this
going
is true.
on?
Snowstorm, for those who don't know, she's a natural black girl, man, black woman. You know what I'm saying? She's out there really pushing like her real natural self, her culture and
Her
everything
beauty.
like that. You know what I'm saying? It's just that I guess she has a different preference. But, and honestly, I hope this doesn't stop you from calling in against Snowstorm. Because I really like when you call
You
up.
know me, I love this. I
Good
love it when
morning,
people argue with
Cheyenne,
me. I
Marie.
think that's what this conversation's about.
Yeah, good.
Argue with me, and I love that. But I think that it's just saying the blunt thing. I was like, what the hell? I'm literally always wearing my
Do you
hair.
know what the
Like, what's
question?
going on?
So quick question, yeah. Because not quick question, quick comment. Because Mark E says this chat is largely hyperboles, jokes though, Martin Royalty. In real life, I think most people are more balanced. And this is always my issue with things, is that you can't be hiding behind jokes and hurting people's real life feelings. Like, you can't be hiding behind jokes and speaking to people's real life situations. Do you get what I mean? Like, and I think that's such a, at this point, when I'm about to leave the show, I just think it's such a lazy response every time. Like, you say something that will trigger somebody or will upset them, or they respond to it, and it's it's just jokes. It's just jokes. No, don't hide behind jokes, because you're talking about people's real life circumstances, people's real life situations. Do you get what I mean? Like, talking about, she probably wears blonde wigs or whatever the case is. How is that a joke? First of all, we might even want to define joke, because a lot of you are not funny. A lot of you are not funny.
Awkward.
No. If you're going to be saying you're throwing jokes all over the place, they're not funny.
She did say that
It's
she
not
has an interesting sense of humor, and she calls her white boyfriend nigger. You understand? So
There's that, but the thing is that I get you, but the thing is that there was already comments about her possibly dating a white man before she even said she was dating a white man. There was comments before she even went that far. As soon as she said she was dating a white man, there were then comments about that. So yeah, I get that rubs people the wrong way and blah 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 blah. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that personally. However, though,
Snowstorm has had prior telling them same type of risque jokes to other people. She has history.
Brent,
I'm just saying there needs to be balance.
I get what
There needs to be balance.
I get what you're saying, but I am okay. Forget the Snowstorm situation.
Today
Forget
it's her, but tomorrow
Wait a minute.
She's the abuser.
Forget today. Okay. Forget today's episode. Forget Snowstorm or whatever. I've always had an issue with the quote unquote unfunny joke. No, unfunny
100%.
quote open quote jokes. Close quote.
Yeah.
I've always had an issue with that. You
Throw a
can't
stone,
keep
hide your hand and type of stuff.
exactly.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's
You're
just
being
that's just
consistent.
what's made me say that. So forget that. I don't know what Snowstorm does
yeah.
in a private time, whatnot. But
Anyway, like, I'm not
Let's
even
just stop
bothered
on
about
this.
the joke. I just wanted to say,
I
want to
hope
make it
not.
clear to you, because I'm very
I hope not.
my hair.
Brent said you're a
I don't wear
perpetrator.
blonde hair wigs. I don't wear wigs at all. That's my only thing.
And
Thank you very much.
I'm on your side with the whole go with where the love is. I've been saying that.
Snowstorm,
You understand?
can I
Don't
ask
be.
you a question,
Don't.
though?
They ain't paying your bills. They ain't holding you tight when it is that it's Christmas time and you're cold. None of these people in the chat are doing that.
Snowstorm.
Go where the love
And when
is.
and okay, can I also add to this as well? When I am upset, when I need my bills to be paid, when say if I'm the member, something happened to my family member, and I need a comfort, and I need someone to give me a hug and tell me everything's gonna be okay.
Right, it ain't like
Who
a
do I go
budge.
to? I go to my boyfriend. I say, it's not as big as those things.
Okay, it's not them showing up, Snowstorm. Tell them.
Can I ask a question? First, I want to apologize, because if and this is not me stuttering to diminish the sincerity of the apology. I sincerely do mean it. I just want to make sure I choose my words correctly. I hope that I did not say anything to offend you, whether in a serious matter or in a joking matter. So I apologize if I contributed to some of the things in the chat that you saw. Firstly. Secondly, I would like to ask, does my point earlier about, and this is something that I did say in the chat that I would like to explore quickly. When I say we know our loved ones who date white men, they typically present a certain way. I think I would like to hypothesize that maybe that is where some of the perspectives, delivery aside, may have come from. Is that offensive as a person who dates white men? I'm not a part of that experience, so I don't know. I cannot answer this question. Is that offensive to say? And is that something that maybe you also observe in Black women who date white men? Because I think it's pretty clear. If I put 10 of my friends in a line and I have to decide which of the 10 are probably going to end up with white husbands, I think I would get almost 100% accuracy.
to be fair, in all honesty, as someone who aligns with this point that Stacey sent, this belief that 'cause I backed it very happily. Oh, I definitely think it's offensive. I definitely think it's offensive, and I know it's offensive, but it's a private judgment in my head that I've only admitted on TDA.
Oh, so you do it?
Oh, by their wigs, I know them. 100%. By the wigs, I know them.
I don't even think it's a wig thing, and I think this is so hard.
It's just by the wigs. To be fair, I know them
earlier. Like it's hard to make a parallel because in the UK, you guys' culture is different, and like geographically, there's a geographical element in the US that plays a part in this. Like, if I even limit it to just the state of California, bro, the Black Valley girls are probably going to date white men.
Do you know what I'm thinking about now? Actually, I think the wigs thing. Because I'm trying to think, why is that though? Because Black women typically care about how they look and stuff. I think it's because they think that the white man doesn't know, so they just become lazy with their looks. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that.
I think it's the lack of knowledge and resources to be able to do their hair the way other Black women who live in Black saturated area. No, it doesn't work like that. My point, literally, case in point, the Valley girls. I have friends. I'm not gonna say family, but friends and people that I know who grew up, born and raised in the Valley. Like the white areas essentially is what we would call it. In California, it's just the Valley. They don't have the beauty supplies in the Valley are nonsense.
Do you know what it is?
Have access to the hair care products that make our hair laid and slayed.
Do you know what it is? I get you, Stacey.
Pantene and parabens.
I promise you, Stacey, I get what you're saying, but maybe that more than two things can be true. But I know Black women who look good, hair laid, and whatever is the case is. And when they're going out with a white man, I know the look switches up.
And
I know it does.
They're kind.
No, but that's what I'm trying to tell you is that they have a hot comb. They have a hot comb every other day of the week. So I think it's a laziness.
Black women who date the white men who do have their hair laid, whatever the case may be. We know what type of women that we're talking about. We know them. And
I'm talking about the same women.
Them.
Oh, no, I'm talking about the same women.
I'm talking about two different women. We also have the hard wig, soft life girlies who probably grew up in a white area, don't necessarily didn't have a lot of access to people to teach them how to do their hair, like weren't around a lot of Black men who, had Black women in their life to, not teach them, but you know what I'm trying to say? Like, we know it's easy to identify the type of Black women who tend to entertain. I don't even want to say they exclusively date white men.
No, Stacey,
but
trust
for example,
me. You're making sense.
I don't get how that's offensive.
No, it is though, because you're making fun of people and
add.
how they look though. Of course it's offensive.
No, I'm not talking about, you're the one talking about hard wig. Me, I'm not talking
You
about hard wig.
said hard wig, soft life. I didn't even say that.
No.
I didn't go that far.
That was just me feeding into what you're saying. I'm saying that the wig is an accessory to my point.
Stacey.
Talking about character-wise.
Sorry to cut you, yeah? We've got a new caller that I want to hear from, if you don't mind.
Oh,
I want to conscious of the time. Cheyenne.
Do you know what? Sorry. 453 ABCDEFG got 3 hours of show.
There you go.
He asked for it yesterday, and here we are. Fair.
I was wondering what you were doing.
Good morning, Cheyenne.
Good morning. How are you all?
We're good, hon. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. I'm good.
What's your
I'm always
thoughts?
in and out of your show in the background, but it's been an interesting one today.
First time caller, thank you for calling up.
Okay.
He said sure.
What's your views on this?
What's your thoughts?
Topic?
Do you know, it's so funny because around a few weeks ago, I was on a different YouTube chat really late at night with mainly Black men. And they sat there saying how they would not date Black women unless they are a 10 out of 10. I was super chatting left, right, and centre.
While looking for out of 10.
The bank account. I was fuming because they do this thing where they put women of other races on a pedestal and then go, Black women must jump higher. And then I do sometimes feel that there's this badge of honor as if, oh, us Black men, we pull white women and we're better than you Black women because you don't have these same options. So you must grovel for our attention. And for me, and it's like they weren't even saying that, all like, oh, Cheyenne, you're different. You're a 10 out of 10. It's okay. It's not the point. For women that look like me, for my children that are to come, you are already making life harder for them. you're already kind of siding against the community. And it just makes me think, well, why do I sit here being so pro-black, wanting to have a black household and, as you say, black children, when most of you sit here, out of 10 of you on this podcast, 8 of you refuse to date our own community unless she's a 10 out of 10. But there's the white men here wanting to take me out. There's the Asian men here wanting to take me out. There's the Russians, the Germans, the Albanians. So why am I here?
I know that's
why
right.
am I here being this token? And if I think about all of my relationships with black men, they only dated white and Hispanic women before. And it was like, oh, and I always used to see it as a good thing, like, well, I'm not your preference, but I must be bad. I must be bad for you to. And they all only date black women after. But why is it that you have to be a certain way or be a certain level of black women in this kind of London bubble of it to be accepted by your own community? And therefore, if this is going to be the case, that so many of you have this disregard towards black women, then why should any of us care about this whole pro-black movement? Because you guys are the ones for the last 10, 15 years leading against that and shaming us for having children and all of these other things. Not that I do, but I just think, well, let's keep the energy the same. Let's keep the energy the exact same.
Oh, that'll do it.
So your views, because if I'm not mistaken, in the chat you mentioned something about having like your values and wants and stuff are more aligned with Asian and white men as opposed to black men.
Yes. I would say, like, for let's say the last 2 years of dating,
Who's laughing in the
black
background?
men want to
Sorry,
get
Shan.
married.
Sorry, babe, 1 second.
That's the girl who calls a boy nigga.
The boy who what?
Snowstorm.
That's Snowstorm.
Sorry, Shan, can you mute, please? Sorry, a second.
Behave yourself.
Sorry, guys.
I think she's having...
Are you talking to Eddie or something?
No, she's in her own world. She didn't realize her mic was on.
Okay, cool.
Sorry, Shan, come on, babes.
Do you know what it is? I think that post-pandemic, there's been an entitlement to women's bodies, and maybe women are part of what's gone on. But I just find when I spend time with black men, it's either some point scoring thing, where it's like, you should accept going 50-50. Your head is in the clouds, or you just got lucky in your career.
I always want to humble you.
Yeah, they want to humble you, but I work hard. I don't expect anyone to do anything for me. I do everything for myself, and I accept you for who it is you are. I wouldn't even be on this date if I didn't accept you for who it is that you are. You don't accept yourself. You're not happy with who you are. I see how much of an incredible young man that your parents have raised. I don't mind who it is that you are. We can all work hard together, but you do this whole, oh, you should lower your standards thing in some backwards way, instead of just saying, I don't think I'm good enough, or give me a bit of time, or why did you even have a conversation with me in the first place? Whereas it's the complete opposite reality around white and Asian men.
Wow.
Complete opposite.
So with white and Asian men, how do they treat you? What makes you, how do they treat you? That's different, starkly different to I guess, the average black man.
I would say the stark difference is that if they say that they want to take you on a date, or they're going to take you on a date, they just take you on a date.
Okay.
They will pick you up. They will order that cab. You don't have to think. You don't have to think. I promise you, at least the last 5 black men I've spoken to all discussed 50-50 before me even leaving the house. I've not even met you. And it's
Really?
not actually an issue. Yeah.
How does that happen? Though?
And
I don't want to cut you off here, but whenever I hear these things, I always think to myself,
can't believe it's true, innit?
Is it true? Is it really true? Because
I promise you,
the last 5, 100%, 5 out of 5. I don't understand.
The last 5.
You're not 21 or something, are you? Where?
No, I'm 27. I'm 27.
And these men are talking about 50 before you even go anywhere.
Bro, at least
they're in their 30s. But this is the thing: if they
joke.
live at home and maybe didn't do as well in their education, they spent too much time probably chasing the white girl at school instead of putting their heads down when I was working 2 or 3 jobs. Doing up kiss chase, and spent your early 20s partying, while the rest of it, I do think there is an imbalance within our community. I think there is. I just find it insulting. If you live at home at your mum's house and you expect me to go 50-50 when I pay all of my own bills, we're on 2 different planets. It doesn't even make sense for me, because if I spend all of my money, I'm the only one that has to keep the roof over my head. You've still got mum, dad, auntie, uncle, grandma, whatever house it is that you're living in, cooking for you, doing all the rest of it. So how, if you can't assume that responsibility as a man and do basic maths like that, how can I even take you serious as a leader of my family?
Yeah, it's facts. It's facts.
yeah, I'm not speaking for all black men. I don't like to do that generalization, but I would say that London down south think they're nicer than life. Expects everyone to grow for them. Like, men want to be chased. As God forbid, God forbid. I don't know what is going on, but there's this whole mentality of, what do you bring to the table? Why should I do the most for you? And on the other hand, you turn up for a date with a white man and he's got you flowers and your favorite sweets and he ordered your cab and, you know, didn't expect to come into your house.
Can I ask a question to Cheyenne?
For sure.
I don't.
What's wrong with you?
I don't understand how, or maybe this is a comment, and maybe I'm asking you to kind of explain to me. That's the question. How you can't see that those type of black men are an anomaly the same way the men of other race who are interested in black women are also an anomaly. Like, that's not, I don't want to say not normal, but like, they're both equal anomalies. Does that make sense?
Do you know, I do agree with that. I think that to everyone, you are special in some different type of way, which can then warrant their behavior. But I do think that within our own community, I think that even if a black man considers you a 10 out of 10, he will still treat a white 10 out of 10 better.
Oh, that's diabolical.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Do you know what, though? I get,
yeah.
like, I think what Stacey's saying about that's an anomaly, because I hold that mindset as well. I don't think that your experiences, even if it's the last 5 guys, they don't represent the entire community, absolutely. But I also think that it's fair and warranted for people to be like, okay, I've experienced this 10 times, not an 11th. I've experienced this 5 times, not a 6th time. And in my mind, from what Shan said, I don't think that, I feel like she's talking about the men that have talked to her, the men that she's come across, but I don't believe she's saying that these are, I'm not saying you said this, by the way, Stacey, I'm just me talking. I don't believe she feels that these are all black men, period. And that's where I always have an issue with people that date outside the race, where it's like, you've come across these people. I don't care if you came across 50, if you dated 50 black men in your time, you can't go around with the number of the people, with the population size, you can't go around blanket statements saying that all black men are like this, all black women are like this. Do you get what I mean? That's the problem, because your experiences are your experiences. And yes, it's sad and whatever the case is. And if you felt like, you know what, I don't want to deal with this any longer, let me try something different, no one's going to fault you for that. But yeah.
I have to say, I do love black men, and I've been taken care of and had incredible relationships with black men. Like, I can't sit here and say that there isn't good black men out there. I just find that they have to be 7 to 10 years older than you. Don't date your age group. But I can't sit here and say all black men, even in London, or again, even outside of the UK. But there is a bit of this, there is still the reality of those experiences. And I don't even judge those men. I think they're great. I wouldn't have spoken to them if I didn't think that they were good men, if they didn't have characters which are absolutely incredible. I think there's almost like a lack of confidence in self. I think there's a judgment. I think it's a problem within their own community in terms of men, of how it is that they view themselves in a very competitive market in general, outside of even women, which they then project onto women. But I can't sit here and speak on their characters. They're still incredible men, but it's just, and I can definitely be part of the problem. I work 7 days a week. I work extremely hard. I work junior uni. I worked from GCSEs. I'm one of those people that I don't expect anyone to do anything for me, but he has to work harder than me. So I'm not saying I don't have my own standards, which maybe pull into the rest of it. But I don't find that it still stand by the fact that the experience is still the experience as of recent. But it doesn't mean that it's something that, as I say, that applies to all men. And I don't really go out enough anyways.
Can you also recognize that, yes, part of what you're saying is 1,000% true, and I don't think we should be invalidating anyone's experiences. And I do think there is a confidence issue, not to say that those black men who entertain white women are doing so out of lack of confidence. I think it has to do with how, kind of what you're doing, but in reverse. Like, we talk about how this conversation can be very irritating, because especially for black women, because black men generalize maybe a few experiences that they've had and play into some stereotypes that have been built about women, or just create a narrative about black women that just leaves a poor taste in other people's mouths, when it's really a small portion of the population doing it. And I feel kind of like you're doing the same thing with Black men.
100%.
To your point, there are a lot of Black men who make it hard to defend them. So
Yeah.
I 1,000% understand and don't want to invalidate where you're coming from. But I think if there's anything that can help us round this conversation off, like we can't, I don't want to say we can't generalize because that's so cheap, but like we can't generalize. And to Esther's point, like, not even Esther's point, to my point, everybody needs to be more confident. Everybody needs to be more confident in their decisions. If Black women are your steez, we thank God. Stand 10 toes. If white men are your portion, white women are your portion, stand 10 toes. We might passionately disagree. Everybody has the things that they're more firm on and more flexible on, and might have very legitimate reasons or very legitimate experiences that led them down that path. It could be things they've experienced. It could be how they grew up. Like I said earlier, there are many factors. In America, it looks a little different from you guys. I could go on and on about that, which I won't. But stand 10 toes behind your decision. And it shouldn't come at the expense of you talking down on someone for making that decision, even though sometimes I may be guilty of sounding like I'm talking down on them. Again, different does not mean more or less. That's just, we're not the same. We don't think the same, and that's okay.
Put something out there,
Stand 10
Stacey.
toes.
Because
Yeah.
I do think that this behavior, I think you're 100% right. And when you say, I feel like I am retaliating to how it is that Black men choose to be towards Black women at times. But at what point do we take accountability, and what point do we see the men of our community as the leaders that decide the notions that continue after it?
I think that women need to take accountability for some of the ways that we played into some of those notions that Black men say. I don't think that they are right. I think they're largely wrong, but I think that there are some areas that, because they're so largely wrong, we as women don't look in the mirror and talk about how we feed into them.
Yeah, I think that's a
and that
tricky
cycle
one.
continues.
Someone else is on the stage.
Okay. Stay there, Cheyenne, please.
Jameh Kashmir.
Jameh Kashmir, good morning.
You have to unmute your microphone.
Can y'all hear me?
We can indeed.
Oh, look who it is.
Man like.
This is Jameh Kashmir reporting live from the 305 where broke niggas die and the realest survive. You heard?
Where have you been?
What was happening with you? You feel me?
I've actually missed you. How are you, babes?
What for me? Me who you? I won't swear.
Hey, I'm Youre. Hey.
I forget.
Anyway, you wanna go bar for bar or on the different languages?
Listen,
Let's do it.
I'm not even gonna lie, yeah. I'm just chilling, doing the Lord's work, and I open up YouTube and I see the topic, and I said I have to get in the 2 pence.
You're in.
1, 2, 2. You understand? Esther, this is for you.
Excuse
and I'm not trying
me.
To be, No. It's a good. We're gonna have a nice back and forth. This is not me being confrontational. This is not being an a-hole. I just want to present a case to you. Now, I don't know how long you man have been doing it. Maybe you've touched on it before, but I have this conversation at least quarterly with one of my boys about this whole racial dating joint. He seems to believe it's different. I seem to believe it's not different. So let me paint the picture and take you there. No disrespect, because she's a fantastic woman. Serena Williams. I often hear it is fine that she has found the person she's found, and love is love, and it's fantastic, and it's working for her. Good for her. Now, me, I'm Pan-African. I'm on my Dr. Umar shit.
Come on.
I'm due to block you soon, by the way. I'm tired of your stories. I'm due to block your ass soon.
Wait, hold on now. Not all the way. I don't agree with everything he says, but I'm one of those ones. Like Wale said, I'm rooting for everything that's Black. You understand? Black first. Seek your own to the death. We must procreate with our own primarily. Now, my thing is, I say, Serena Williams, you are a remarkable, exceptional woman. I hear all of the stuff that she's tried to date Black many a time and perhaps not found success. So she opened up her pool. I can get that. However, I believe personally, when you are an extraordinary woman and you by yourself have broken down the shackles of patriarchy and them things there, yeah, looking for your financial or social economic equal should be the least of your worries. Pretty much like what the lady said before. I do this thing already. My bills are paid. My hair is laid. Well, maybe not her. That's another story. But
you're so annoying.
You saw the Instagram the other day. That's all I'm going to say. But anyway,
carry on.
So I'm like, go and find your Stedman. That's how I feel. You do not need to go and find whatever his name. I don't know.
You're James.
Yeah, exactly. So to my boy, he's saying, and this is where I disagree. He's saying he's tried to date black. He is in an industry which is predominantly white. From the day she was age 6 or whatever, when Will Smith was in that film, she's been taken out of the Compton streets. She's been put in these tennis clubs. She's been trained by these people. You're in a white industry. I understand that. But I believe you have access to any type of black man you want.
Yep.
Personally. So I always say to him, with your example, if you think that's to be true, what happens when Marcus Rashford or Sterling is from the ends and he's taken out of the ends and put into a foster care home because he's training up north? He's taken away from the black environment and put in a white environment and been fostered there. The nightclubs he goes to is white. The ladies in and around the football club is white. Do we give any grace? And he says it's not the same. Now, what I want to ask you is, do you think there's a parallel there, or is it completely different?
If we use the Serena example, because that's something that people always talk about, like how people get. So in Hollywood, would you say that you see more black women with black husbands than you see with black men with non-black wives?
Me personally, I'm not sure. The only person I know, I see Viola Davis, and she's got the black.
Kerry Washington's man is Yoruba Igbo.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
people too then.
What's it called? Tia, before she got divorced, her husband is also Nigerian, Igbo.
Tia Mowry.
Yeah. And that's why people have the jokes with her sister, going for the white man or whatever the case was. What's it called? Who else is there that I can think of off the top of my head? I feel like there's been that conversation where you tend to see the black women go for black guys, and then the black men. There's a whole thing about when black men make money all of a sudden now. Because when we think about what black celebrities
What
are
about
there
the Angela Bassett's and them? I think she's got a black husband.
She's got a black husband. She has got a black husband. Cheryl Lee Ralph.
Yes. That's
black
the one
husband.
I want y'all to name men.
But I want to please help me name the men.
They have black wives, yeah.
They have black wives.
That's the challenge.
Denzel, yes. Huh?
Don't come and tell me Jay-Z. Don't come and tell
Denzel.
Name the same.
Are you saying the same name 5 times like I wouldn't clock? I'm thinking yes, we've heard.
Will Smith.
Rarely.
LeBron James.
There you go.
Okay.
What's the other guy? Josh Hart. He's got a fantastic.
Russell Wilson.
And you can even. You know what's so funny? You can even typecast those black men because when did they find their wives? Before they were successful.
Okay, yeah.
Next caller.
Oh.
Because then when you have the modern day ones, for example, Russell Wilson and Ciara. Look how Russell gets cooked for being a nerd.
What about Idris Elba?
No, that's a different case.
Yes.
Idris Elba.
No way is Idris Elba.
The other-
She's where's she from
Yeah,
again?
Of course she is. Of course
she's
married.
Is Kerry Washington married?
He's married.
Yes, she's got her man is Nigerian, Igbo.
Okay.
Is he?
No, Idris
Elba's.
Elba's
You're right.
Where's she from again?
I think she's from East Africa. Like
She's
Somalia
East
or
African.
something.
Yeah, she's East African. Yeah.
Eritrean or something.
You're right. My fault.
So back to the thing, Esther.
anyway.
Does Serena get a pass? Or do black women in general get a pass?
Do you know what it is? I'm giving anybody a pass as long as you're not talking down on your own. Because didn't Serena have black exes?
Absolutely.
She did. I think Drake was her last stint, and she decided that her.
That we know of.
I think Drake is one who. I think we should blame Drake. She dated Drake, and then she dated Drake, and then she married that man. And then Drake spent time, had different albums, cussing her and her husband. Rihanna also dated him. I said,
some decisions have very obvious consequences.
No.
There's quite a
We
few.
can't help who we love, right?
There's quite a few black men who've got black wives. You know?
No, you can help who you love. Because girls are out here putting an ASOS filter search on 5'10" and below. What are you talking about? You can't help who you love.
ASOS filter search?
You can, excuse me to say, there are some races that I know black girls, if he approaches you in your day party, you're not saying a word. You're saying, excuse me, I've got a man. You ain't got no man. You ain't had a man 10 years. So you definitely can help who you love. No, respectfully, you can help who you love. Because you can.
We have discipline.
Yeah. Thank you
Before
very
it gets
much.
to love, we avoid it. That's
exactly. Exactly. Mm-hmm.
I hope I answered your question though.
But yeah, we're pivoting from your question because your question is actually important, and I want men to not to stop.
Sorry, repeat the question again.
Say that one more time.
Repeat the question again, please.
Repeat the question.
Do you think that when women should be given a pass when finding love to date outside their race?
No, I think everybody should be given a pass to find love wherever they find love.
Okay, not a pass. You're right. That's incorrect.
Because you know what? Not even. I get what you're trying to say there. I know that pass isn't the word, but I know what you're trying to say. But I think love is very complicated, and I think that people have very different circumstances. The reason why I would want to get married is different to why Stacey would want to get married. It's different to why Snowstorm would want to get married. The different why Brent wouldn't get married is different to why I call her. I'm not going to say him. I don't know what alias you're going with today. Is different to why Iman wouldn't get married. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, people have very different things, and I don't think it's fair to just see somebody in an interracial relationship and just automatically pass judgment and say that they're a sellout to their race. I think that's I think that's horrible. I think that's horrible.
Like, I do recognize trends.
Serena.
No, but the thing is, there can be trends, but the reality is that we don't, until you can intricately know a person, whatever trends that you think you're seeing, it's like what Iman was saying. How do we say God has put something together because it's just what we would like to believe? So whatever trends you think you've put together, you actually don't know people's reality, because like that example you gave of, is it Rashford, he said was put in foster care. There are many other people like that. There's a girl I follow on TikTok, right? She's very great mom and everything, but she was actually, if you want to check out her page, she's a really good mom. She does like really good mom content and stuff like that. But it's Lola and Nifemi. But she's had a child with a Nigerian man, obviously. He actually lives in Nigeria and whatever else. But she was raised by a white mom. Like, literally from a baby. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So, say for example, she decides tomorrow that she's going to be with a white man. Am I going to look at her and start passing judgment? And again, whatever trends I think might be there, you don't know people's stories. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Because there were people who have been raised by white parents or whatever the case is, but then they decided I'm gonna go to find my roots or whatever. I'm gonna go back to an African country and I'm going to live there. And I'm going to be intentional about living with these marrying somebody who is from my race or whatever the case, and you might have someone on the opposite side of it. I just don't think you can judge, or we should. And, I put my hand up while I'm here. I'm leaving the show, so I ain't got nothing to lose. Who's going to beat me? I have definitely passed judgment in the past, but the older I get and I understand how complicated life is and how people's circumstances, their upbringing, the people they're around, just how many different variables comes into getting married, into relationships, into what you see as love, the kind of love you desire, and all that kind of stuff. It's way too complicated to just pass judgments and just tag people as coons or sellouts or whatever the case is. It's tricky.
I don't think that was his question though.
It was, because she said to people, should black women get a pass over black men? And I said nobody should get a pass, and I went on to say about equal opportunities all around.
No, I think the pass was the word that he said it was probably the wrong word choice, because there was some context when he was getting to the question that he talked about how Serena grew up and she's from Compton. She's in an industry where, she plays tennis. That's not necessarily the most black of sports. She's going to these white tennis clubs. A lot of the events that she's going to is predominantly white men. Like, it wasn't so much a pass, like, does she need permission? But
so is it more success, like, when they get to a certain place then?
I think it has more to do with, like, can you fault her? Like,
should we be more understanding?
Yeah, and I think
isn't that what I answered?
Point, no, I maybe I'm just misunderstanding, but I think that, and I said this in the chat, when you're on Serena's level, and I think Black women who get a certain level of success also experience this, and it doesn't have to be Serena level. It can be having a certain level of education, earning a certain salary. Your experience in finding quote unquote equally yoked Black men does become increasingly difficult because, as we've all acknowledged, as statistics show right now, presently, Black women are by far outperforming Black men. And this is not to shrink it to just financial, because that's a very cheap pivot in the argument. No, I think there are certain things that women who attain, whether it's success, whether it's finances, whether exposure to, different, whatever the case may be, like, it's not a lot of diversity in those rooms. So if you want to have certain things, certain mindsets that you would hope that you and your partner share, it becomes difficult to find Black people, period, talk less of being attracted to them. So if we have to use the password, am I going to give Serena a pass? I don't like the word pass, but I can understand why someone like her ends up falling in love or dating or entertaining a white man. That's similar to the tropes we were talking about earlier. Her upbringing had a lot to do with that. What she was around, the sport that she was in, had a lot to do with that. And did she make the conscious effort to still attempt to date Black men? Yes, which is all we've been asking. But am I shocked that she ended up with a white man? No.
So wait, given the context that you've just given, I would say I did answer the question, because if I'm saying that nobody at any level, whether you're Serena's level, whether you're like just a lay person, someone who, like, you're just an everyday person, you shouldn't be judged for who you're dating. Doesn't that answer the question then? Because there's no conversation about passes, no conversation about who you're in the room with, and who you want represented in the room with you. Like, none of that. For me, none of that is. I wouldn't say it's not relevant, but I don't think it should be something that's debated. Basically,
I think the part that's probably throwing me and making me think that makes me look back at the question is that, like, you're approaching it from the angle of how we as people who are not in the relationship should judge it, and I'm more so talking about, I guess that is judgment, I guess, how we should be understanding of it, like how that makes sense, not from a place of trying to say she's right or wrong, more from a place of, okay, that tracks. Does that make sense?
I get you, but I think with me, my mindset is just, it's not my business.
Why do we have a comment?
Like, so it's not like, people will do what's best for them because of their life, their personal experiences, and they know what's best for them. So I never need to come in and have to give more understanding or have to give more grace, because it's quite literally none of my business. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. But me, it's a reflex. I'm sorry when I see it small, Oh, interesting. And we move on. You like it. I love it. All the things.
All the best. Is that caller still there?
No.
Can you imagine? I hope you're still watching. I'm going to message you this anyway. Because remember, he kept saying he was going to come on the show.
Yeah.
Well, the time has come. I'm leaving next week. And you still never came on the show. Can you imagine?
Yeah, thanks for reminding us.
Just promising things.
He's here.
Sorry, you got to bring everyone back to earth.
He's back.
I see in the chat, Coco said Serena wanted marriage and kids. The Black men she dated didn't want the same things.
You don't know that?
And I don't know why, but
Drake.
I find it
because
like
kind of Black men, they throw their seed everywhere.
Because why wouldn't a Black man who's kind of maybe made it to a particular level in life, see Serena and not want to settle down?
Drake is putting hot sauce in his condoms. He don't want no kids, bro.
He don't want those kids with those ones, innit? But with a serious woman,
Serena ain't one of them.
He's a clown. No, but the thing is, though, what? Who's who?
Serena's cold.
Do you know what it is, though? Because that's why I say there's a lot of factors that play into it. Because I believe that if a Black woman or Black man is doing well, and you want to meet somebody that matches your tax bracket but doesn't feel insecure at the same time, because that's another thing. They can match or exceed your tax bracket but still feel insecure because you're doing well. Some people just have the spirit of Lucifer in them. You know what I mean? Different things.
Esther, there are a lot of homosexuals out here,
A lot of homeless men that want to move in with women after the first...
Homosexuals.
I heard Abuja men are like that. I am gonna say, I heard my first time visiting Abuja, right? The girls told me, "Hey, beware, lest the man moves to you, and then before you know, he's moved in." I've heard that a lot of times, and I think people are right. If you want to date somebody that's on your tax bracket, unfortunately, the way society is, we tend to see more women desire that than men. I would say men date more. Men date down. Actually, I can't even say that. I can't say that with chest. I can't.
Somebody worded
Because
it
a lot of
very
women
well in
are
the chat.
enabling a lot of foolishness. There was a whole conversation actually on Twitter last week, in Nigerian Twitter, about all of this, where basically men was saying how like women don't date down financially.
Yeah.
Women said, "Excuse me." Mind you, anyway.
Mind you.
Well,
I'm
I
not
think
gonna
this is Cheyenne still on the line.
Yep.
Cheyenne, do you date down
Hey, guys.
financially?
Pardon?
Do you date down financially?
Yeah, I would.
Do you?
What do you mean? She's in a relationship with a man. She doesn't have to.
Oh, okay.
We
Oh,
give glory.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Pick up you, sis.
I didn't know it was the current situation.
That's the man she calls the N-word.
No, that's Snowstorm. This is Cheyenne.
Oh, sorry, I'm sorry, Cheyenne. I'm sorry, babes.
But obviously,
Okay.
I guess you are.
I
in
would
a
as long as they
relationship.
have confidence. My thing
Okay.
is that
That's the big
if
thing,
you
boy.
have £150 this month for a date, I would rather we went £75 and did Nando's and bowling, then you tried to take me Nobu and say, let's go 50-50. I don't care. I'll go play basketball and go for a coffee. But it's the confidence and how you come across with it.
We're doing this to our girls. We cannot.
Can't do what? What's wrong with Nando's
Stacey,
in the
what?
Hollywood Bowl?
Stacey, what side of history are you on?
Stacey doesn't even date you.
Yeah,
know, so I don't
Stacey,
know why
what wrong for you?
chipping in with all this. And
Stacey's
pushing
young,
it.
that's why.
No, stop it. Don't do that.
Young
Don't
and
do
rich.
that.
Okay, bring it home,
I
Stacey.
hate-
Bring it home.
I hate that we reduce this conversation to, if you can't afford to take me to Nobu, I will accept McDonald's. It's not about what type of dates you're going on. It's about why at my big age am I dealing with somebody who is not financially stable in the way that I am financially stable.
People have
I'm
different
not
things
asking you to
going on.
touch the stars, and you can have those things elsewhere. I'm asking you to just meet me where I'm at.
No.
It's impossible, Stacey. Not here in London.
Stacey, you're strict over there, boy. It's because he lives over here.
No, I think.
Stace, what state are you in? What state are you in, please?
I live in California, in Los Angeles. I live by myself in Hollywood, California.
Talk the things. Talk the things.
Talk
by
your
myself,
shit,
and I'm sorry, and I get that again. That might be an anomaly, but it gets to a point. Again, who you choose to engage with, who you choose. Isn't not rich people who say, especially rich men who say, that one of the most important decisions in your life is who you marry.
But you get called, but you'll be judging the men if you have this notion, Stacey. You'll be seen as broke shaming.
No, but that's
It's not
okay.
about, no, women broke shame. Women broke shame. And that's, again,
She said women like she's not currently doing it.
No, women, I'm not broke shaming, because listen to me, what I'm saying. I'm not saying that you have to be the richest man in the room. I'm definitely not saying I'm accepting the poorest man in the room. I'm simply asking that you meet me where I'm at. And when we keep telling women, it's okay, if you can only afford McDonald's right now, I'm sorry if you are 25 plus. I'm not expecting Nobu, but have your finances together. It's not about the date. That's how we have women who are 35 plus looking around the room trying to figure out, oh my God, I need to freeze my eggs because I cannot find No, it's because your mother's misguided you.
I don't know,
social media
man.
is teaching you two extreme ends of the reality. You're either looking for, you're either being taught to aim for something that is a needle in a haystack, or you're being taught to settle for love.
Do you know what
I'm sorry, your
Stacey?
confidence is not doing stability for you. Not for you. I'm not shy. I'm saying women. We need to have a more realistic conversation.
But I think it's hard because there's the men that are in the middle that do well for themselves, but when they see certain pretty women, they just assume that they only entertain rappers and this and that. So there's the men that are maybe able to keep up or on a similar career trajectory, but they would rather have security with women that's maybe not lesser than them, but financially maybe lesser than them. So they would rather be with someone and date down and have that security than be with a woman that does look too put together, because they assume their options are bigger than them. And this is why I think it all comes down to confidence.
It's definitely down to confidence, but I think it's also down to how men perceive women with money. You know what I'm saying? Because it gives off that whole independent, I don't need you sort of situation. You know what I'm saying? And typically a man doesn't look at a woman's finances. I ain't never in my life ever thought to myself, oh,
told you. Get this nigga on stage, man. So anyway, keep going. I'm about to wild out.
You're so
me personally, I don't think of a woman's finances. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe I'm still toxic and traditional. You know what I'm saying?
But I think that's a privilege women enjoy, though.
What do you mean?
Like, a woman would think about a guy's finances, but a guy would, unless he's a particular type of guy, wouldn't think about a woman's finances, and that's why I think it's a privilege that women enjoy.
Yeah.
I don't think that I agree with Stacey to an extent. I don't think that we should encourage people or encourage women to date down or be grateful for crumbs or whatever the case is. But I also think that the reality of the world that we're in means that people are moving out of their parents' homes later.
Yeah.
And I think, people are moving out later. People are trying to figure out what it is that they want from life. Like, there's so many different variables, which is why people are not they might not be financially doing well. Personally, I wouldn't, it's about what a guy is doing. I personally I don't judge men based off the money they have. I'm not saying that it might not be a put off for me. However, though, I'm not going to pass judgment because I know that different things happen. There are men who I've known who are doing really, really well, and then a bad season has come, and because of the economy, whatever the case is, now they've lost their business and they have to start again from ground up. Like, I'm not going to pass judgment on that. I'm not going to pass judgment on it. For me, it's about, are you a bum? Are you trying to better your situation? Are you actually working hard? Like, are you a hard worker? Do you know what I'm trying to, like, I feel like these are the things that matter more, but the reality is that we live in a different society today than our parents did. Like, they were buying houses, buy one get one free for £50. Today, £150,000 might just get you one little a studio room that's not even as big as this. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So things are very, very different. And even when it comes to, like, with jobs, yes, they just worked for wanting to survive, but people want to work like jobs they actually enjoy. Yeah. And I have grace and space for that. If it's going to take you a while to find that. Of course, I don't believe you should be at home and just do nothing until you end up being the next Elon Musk. However, though, like, I have space for that because the society we live in today is very, very different. I'm turning 30 in 2 weeks. I live in my mum's house and I'm praying to God my mum makes jollof rice this afternoon. No one can shame me for that. I'm enjoying being a baby girl in a house. You get what I'm saying? But then I have friends who own homes.
Yeah.
I have friends who are married who own their homes. I have friends who are single who own homes. Like, I don't feel aware about all these things because everyone's situations, everyone's circumstances are different. So I definitely agree we should not be telling girls to, if it takes you just to McDonald's, blah, blah, blah. But the reality is that you might meet a very, very great guy who is just down bad right now and can actually not even afford Nando's, but he likes you, he wants to talk to you, and he's like, do you know what? Okay, can we just go for a coffee and can we just walk around and blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't believe that. Like, you know, people say as well, like, you're too broke to date. Yeah. I believe that there can be seasons where you might have time, you might need to focus on other things and focus on getting yourself together before you date and whatever. Yep. However, though, like, I just don't think that we should be, I think two things are true. We should not be telling people to be telling girls to be settling, whatever the case is, and be slaving after a man. But also, I don't think that we should be so harsh on people that are just trying to make a living for themselves.
100%.
I don't think it's right.
We're saying the same thing.
Yeah, 100%.
We're saying the same thing. My problem with what you're saying is something that, again, contributes to the problem that I'm.
So we're not saying the same thing because I didn't agree with everything you said.
No, hold on. What I'm saying is, we often paint two extremes of the picture, but also when we have these conversations, we use nuance to generalize. Very obviously, you can spot when, you know, a man is doing well for himself, has an education. The economy is the economy. The job market is the job market. I have a lot of friends who left school making six figures, working for Google, Microsoft, every tech, NASA, every tech company known to man, and then layoffs came post-pandemic. You can recognize that someone fell on hard times. That doesn't eliminate your value as a person to date. That's not what I'm preaching to women. Women need to also use their discernment to recognize those nuanced situations where you're dealing with someone who knows how to navigate, you know, not the job market, because that's the wrong way to put it, but like they have a track record of having professional financial ambitions. Yes, but again, I don't want the argument to be strictly financial, because that's how we get women who are bag chasers, who strictly base whether they're willing to even entertain a guy's conversation based on how much he makes. That, to me, that's part of it, but it's not all of it. You also have to find things outside of finances that a lot of women are not even tapping into, because the finances they're letting be the gatekeeper.
Yeah, but that's because
we don't talk about that enough.
No, but everybody has certain non-negotiables, and ultimately, as much as women want to act like they're modern and they can do X, Y, and Z, every woman wants security. Every woman wants a man that she knows can look after her and the family.
This is true.
And if the guy that's coming is earning 14.5K a year, it's a problem. And so in her head, why is she going to waste time? So to me, when I hear a woman say, I only want a guy of a certain bracket, I don't necessarily see gold digger.
Yeah.
I see somebody who's saying, okay, cool, I've gone through certain things. This is where I'm at. And ultimately, I would prefer a man who earns X, Y, Z.
Mind you, the gold they're accusing her of is 40K.
I have a problem with it? You know why I have a problem with it? You know why I have a problem with it? And which is why I have my stance. Because you as a woman are asking, let me just generalize women, because people say I'm a red pillar for removing myself from these generalizations when I speak. Oftentimes women will say, yeah, my man needs to be earning 150K plus a year, or a 6-figure earner, a millionaire. But when you look at what their annual income, no, but I'm sorry, but that is a modern look at the women of today. And a lot of times, because this is the content that's being spewed out there, a lot of women are starting to normalize that, and it becomes very difficult for men, which in turn becomes very difficult for women, because the men are not trying to date because they feel like they're not financially ready, and then the women are sitting here waiting until they're 45 for these men to become financially ready.
But then don't you think
like it gets to a point, and you can't. I'm sorry, but if you're telling me that as a woman you're earning $35,000 a year, which apparently is possible in some states, and you're asking for a man who is making 150K plus, sweetie, you're not even equally yoked. Your ambitions don't match.
No. Women have the right to want what they want.
Okay, get off the phone.
And they can.
You're done.
Haven't you been told this?
I know you're trolling, and they can. I get where they're coming from. They want to have security, they want to be provided for, all the things. Yeah, I get it. I'm a woman. But to me, I find problem in that, because for me, it's not, finances is a big part of it. And you have to consider those things, because again, it's not just about buying all the Birkins and taking all the trips, but you want to have a family, you want to have a home, you want to have something to pass down. Those things cost money. I get it. But in the same breath, there are other equally important factors that sometimes some of the things that are sisters to finances, like how you got the finances, are very important.
I agree with everything you're saying.
If you're a high earner, you're likely ambitious. If you're earning 30K but going to the club looking for the 150K earners, sweetie,
but men
your
don't care
priorities are
about how.
misaligned. And they might not. But if I was a man, I'd be thinking, damn, how are you going to raise my daughters? And how are you going to raise my sons?
Because men are they don't care, because they want the women for their uteruses. They just want a womb to rent. The men want a womb to rent, and the women want a provider. So like, unfortunately, this is why I said when Iman said what he said about not looking at what a woman's finances are, that's a privilege that a lot of women get to enjoy. Because the reality actually is that a woman who is on 40K can end up with a man who's on 100K plus.
Facts.
We know that.
However, though, a man
and then when she cries,
who is 35, who's 35K or 40K, what's the chances of him end up with a woman who's 100K plus?
No chance.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? So unfortunately, that's just the society that we live in. But the men don't care. What the men are focused on is not what the women are earning. So
and that's why we continue to have the problems that we have.
You know what I think? Yeah, I think the way the society has changed, yeah, what's happened is women have gotten better intellectually, or given the privilege, or that they have the agency to do what they want to do right now. So you can earn as much. The salary gap is definitely decreasing, but the constraints on hypergamy is not. So in a way, some women are shooting themselves in the foot, because if you were once earning 25K as a woman and a gentleman was earning 35K, that was almost not goals, but that was workable. You could do it.
It made sense, yeah.
Yeah, as in, like you said, in our parents' time, they bought.
They were able to come together, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now, a woman in fintech right now who's on 50, let's say 50 to 60, and a man that's also on 50 to 60, that hypergamy is also telling her, why are we equal? Why are we peers like this? You need to be 80, 90, 100. So the landscape.
Do you know what it is?
I accept.
I don't think that. Do you know what it is? I'll be honest with you. I don't think that's the reality. I think that's the conversation. I think that happen. These conversations do happen, and I think that. So this is it. I think the conversations happen for real. For definitely, they happen online, wherever the case is, and I think that this is why when Stacey, when the initial point that Sean made about she's okay if a guy can't take a Nobu, and he's like, let's go Nando's instead, blah, blah, blah. And then Stacey responded by saying that we need to stop teaching girls this. I think that these conversations definitely happen of, okay, I'm earning this, a guy must earn this, blah, blah, blah. But I think it's very, very, it's not in tune with reality. Because when we look at what the average...
In the UK for sure.
In the UK for sure, exactly. Because when we look at what the average salary is over here, it's not in tune with reality. And also as well, and also as well, the people that are making this kind of money are like athletes, are rappers, are people that are in entertainment, like they're making that kind of money. It's not realistic that every girl who works in flipping in an office somewhere is going to end up being Saka's next girlfriend. Not next, sorry. Our sister's gonna be there with him forever. Someone another single footballer. Do you get what I mean? And so these conversations definitely happen, but I think that unfortunately see these things online or whatever the case is, and they just then start to embody that as their reality. But then the thing is that the kind of life that you want to live, the kind of person that you want to be with, doesn't have this traits. Because if we're really going to talk about how it is a man gets to being one of the top 1% earners of in society, you're not going to see that man. Because chances are he's a workaholic. So you can't be telling me that your needs, the reason why you want to be married is because you want companionship and you want a very present father for your child to help you raise your child and do this and do that and do school runs with you. But you also in the same breath are telling me that you want your man to be a 1% earner in society. Unfortunately, a lot of people are seeing conversations happening online and then you're then putting that on as your reality. And another thing is that a lot of people that are online anyway that are saying this is what they have, they don't. They don't. It's when they break up, everyone starts to then come out and start telling you now that their man can't even afford to buy his boxes. She's been the one buying all his boxes and whatnot. They tell you now that they got a loan for their wedding. Like, all these things are not, they're not all real.
Not real.
There's a reason why the statistics are still 1% earn a certain amount of money. So how are you going around thinking that 95% of you are going to find that 1%? How is your mathing?
That's why we should be equal.
It's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. You got to throw hypergamy in the bin. If you're an ambitious woman, you have to do it eventually because, like I said, you're going.
Go ahead.
So. No, because I was going to say, so kind of to further my point, if a woman is now equal, closer to salary or doing better than her, contemporaries, then the jobs, the government, Boris Johnson,
Keir Starmer,
all these man, they haven't increased the threshold for us to earn anyway. So for the man to get that 90 on a full-time job or to get to that 120, that's a director. I don't want to be that guy. More often than not, that's probably a senior manager, head of department, or director. How many of us are in those roles in the UK? So what you're then saying now, you're basically, I've heard someone tell me before, I know people that are currently doing 2 contracts. So if you want to get to that 6-figure, there's means to do it. And I said 2 contracts. So you want him to burn out,
because that's what's gonna happen.
What do you want?
Burn out.
But the response was people are doing it. So therefore, what
People are dying.
what makes Emmanuel over there? What makes Jonathan over there any different from you? So basically, get your bands up, get your hustle up.
Because you know what it is, I think
that's what Sharon said, isn't it? Because Sharon, you basically
Yeah,
said, yeah,
I don't mean to be funny. Like, I'm head of
How can you
VDM
say
for a medical company, but I still work my weekends at selling sofas because what else am I going to be doing outside partying? There's goals to get to. And my issue isn't how much money you make. It's, am I willing to do more than what you are to set us up in the future? And what if life gets hard? Because a lot of men, they'll be out there complaining about money, but you still pay gym membership. You still go to day parties. You still go and see your friends and go travel on holidays.
God forbid a boy wants to have fun. God forbid a boy wants to have fun.
That's the consequence.
But can I just say something though? Do you know what it is, though? This is why in this life, I'm so sorry, Stacey. Sorry, babes. In this life, you actually just have to find someone that is like, that aligns with your type of goals. Because for me, this level of working doesn't make sense. Like, for me, there's no way that I don't believe human beings are put on this earth to work the way we currently do. But Adam and Eve, thank you very much. Shout out to y'all. I also, for me then, because of that, I don't believe in working like a dog. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm just not doing that.
Come from a life that allows
I
you
understand you, but you cannot let your trauma be what robs you of life, or be what robs you of health. Do you know people just on a normal day? Like, do you know these days we're experiencing 25-year-olds having heart attacks? You're 25 years old. What are you talking about? Exactly, all these things. So this is why, again, and ultimately, because I'm not trying to preach to anybody. If you want to rest, rest. If you don't want to rest, all the best. But my thing is, this is why you got to have conversations with people and know who you're equally yoked with. For me, yeah, I mean, obviously, I know the kind of Nigerian woman I am, child. But I also don't want a life where my partner is the only one who feels pressure financially, because working is a lot. And I want us to be in a place where we're both contributing. And if at any point either of us is like, you know what, I am tired, I just want like a month off or whatever the case is, and I just want to wake up and play golf or whatever the case is, we have that to be able to do that, or we can then work towards that so we can make that happen. But I can't live a life like, personally, I'm shy for myself. I've dated guys who are successful, and I know that I wasn't where I'm not where it is I wanted to be. I felt shy for myself. I feel shy for myself that this person is earning in this way, and it might just be my personal insecurity. And yes, of course, it wasn't something that I was, mean to them about, or whatever the case was. But it made me look at myself and be like, okay, I need to level up, because I just can't live a life where I am totally surrendered to this person that's a high earner. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I just believe in both people coming together, because that's what life is about. This pressure of saying that this person has to earn the most and someone else, Michael and them, does it, so you too, Kofi, should be able to do it. I think that's so dangerous. That's so dangerous, especially if you're wanting to have children and stuff. Then now your kids don't have a father because their father's dead. What are we doing now?
I agree.
And then now you've got resentment because you're like, well, he was always working. And this is why I say, people that say that you want your partner to earn a certain amount of money, you need to be realistic. I don't know why Jeff Bezos and his wife got divorced, but he didn't become Jeff Bezos by being at home doing Cupcake Tuesdays. He didn't. We have to be realistic about these things. But personally, the kind of life that I believe in living, and the kind of partner, like, I can't be with someone who's so ambitious that they are willing to sacrifice family, sacrifice rest, sacrifice their health, sacrifice all these things for a rainy day that may or may not come. We don't know the future. We might never make it to next week.
I
think people need to really address their working ethics,
We got to wrap up soon, guys.
Spectrum.
Till again.
To Cheyenne's point, this will be my last point because in time. I think someone said something earlier about women. I forget what the point was. I'll just make my comment. That is one of the consequences of being a successful woman.
Yeah.
Finding it is extremely difficult, especially if you want a Black man, to find someone equally yoked. Because Esther, to your point, I want someone equally yoked so we both don't have to work like a dog. But if your ambition isn't remotely near mine, I'm gonna be working like a dog to make sure we're good. I don't want that. But I'm also not asking for you to burn yourself out trying to get in excess. Our values are similar, our ambitions are similar, and that becomes increasingly harder. Even in my current state, y'all literally are just made my case in point. I'm 25 years old. I own my own car, bought it brand new off the lot. I pay my own rent. I live by myself. I live in Los Angeles. I work multiple jobs, have a business.
Calabasas?
No. No.
She told
I'll just be hearing it online so much.
Like,
you're so annoying.
And I know that that's a joke point for y'all, and this doesn't offend me, so don't take it as me taking offense to it. It really doesn't. When I say I don't date, this is one of the major factors. I don't think at this particular stage in my life, it is worth trying to pursue men who are remotely near my age, who can, I don't want to say compete with me because it's not a competition, but
they don't match your energy.
It's
100%.
Yeah, and that's okay. That is okay. I'm going to continue to build what I have going on, and at some point, life will balance out. That is fine. Men at around my age are not necessarily worried about the foundations of their finances and the foundation. Maybe they are, but like the circumstances of the world, the economy aren't making it easy for them. That's fine. But we don't have to pollute each other's lives in the name of trying to be together right now. It's fine. I'm gonna.
Was it you earlier that said 7 years is good?
Who said what?
I think I did 7 to 10 years.
Okay, sorry.
At your age,
I'm not
at
trying to talk
Stacey's
to
age, it's impossible. It's not going to happen. Like it's impossible.
I'm 25 years old. What are the odds that I'm going to stumble across a 25-year-old man who is Black, earning well? I mean, maybe we have people in tech, but like that's a whole other thing. Like,
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough.
I'm trying to find a needle in a haystack. So when I say I don't date, it's not that I don't want to, but literally case in point, I'm not calling myself Serena, but as you get higher and higher in terms of your achievement, I've been told by a lot of men, black, white, blue, whatever the fuck, like it is intimidating. You intimidate men.
Yeah.
I'm standing 10 toes behind my accomplishments. You can be intimidated in the corner over there. These bills have to get paid. And when you're ready, you know, I'm not saying that you should disturb your life to try and compete with me. It's okay. If you're comfortable where you're at right now, comfortable. It is fine. But I am not an advocate for the older generation teaching women that they need to settle. I'm not an advocate for the people who are telling women they should be, you know, basically financially abusing men because they're aiming for the stars and they're not contributing. They're not looking for anything minus financial. Financial is the end all be all. I'm not that girl. I will never be that girl. I just don't think it's realistic and it's not sustainable. Finances, it might be important, but it's not the only thing. But it does say a lot about a person. And we can't only address it in nuance and we can't only address it in the extremes of the spectrum. That's my take.
I hear you. Personally, I think you should be obviously dating somebody that's older than you, but that's just my personal belief.
Well, Stacey, I'll tell you, that's not the solution. Some of them are crazy too, even crazier than the young ones, bro.
Baggage.
Think of all them your uncles that's been in club moving to girls. Are they not older?
not like crazy though, innit? Not crazy old, but just, you know. But yeah, it's tough, man. It's just one of those things. I think in this country though, I do think, well, God willing anyway, the next generation I think will do better. Because a lot of us will create better foundations for our children. So that the men, because I feel like a lot of the men are feeling like the things that women want from us, we just can't do at the age of 25, like you guys can.
You can't do.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I think this is why many of them feel offended that way. I mean, why do you expect me to earn 100K? Why do you expect me to earn 50K? Why do you expect me to do X, Y, Z? This is why I want to do 50-50. Because I also have to prioritize the home that I want to buy. I also have to prioritize the rent I have to pay and all the other crap. You know what I'm saying? Like a good brother said, the average in London is like 47K. Like everything is so expensive in this capital. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard. But I think the next generation, when our generation creates particular things, and hopefully anyway, if we're sensible.
It depends what they're spending money on, you know.
This is true. If we're sensible though.
Hey man, do you know to start a family, it takes 100 bags?
That's silly.
You see what I'm saying? It's crazy. Yeah.
Actually, it takes a few minutes, but go off, King.
You freaky girl. I like you.
I'm just saying, there's a lot of broke people out here procreating.
That is facts. That is facts.
It's sad, man. Anyway,
yeah,
it's been a great conversation.
Yes, man. Thank you very much, guys. Really appreciate you all.
Toodles, y'all.
Sid, what have you got to say for yourself that you ain't been here in 3 years and I'm about to leave?
Me?
I'm leaving the show next week. I bet you didn't even know that.
No, I heard you say that, but I thought you was taking sabbatical or you was going Greece like everybody else on Instagram.
No.
Oh, yeah.
You're saying about
Man,
everybody else on Instagram.
You're gone.
I'm gone, mate.
Oh, I swear down.
Yeah, isn't it? And you ain't never been here. It's ridiculous.
I have, man. I was there the one time you took annual leave.
Brent.
I was there, man.
Nice. Thanks
Brent
for
is
having
me.
me. I'm going to let you guys go.
See you later, Sean. Thank you, baby.
Thank you very much. Call up again,
Have a good day.
please.
Bye. Bye, hon. You
Bye.
too.
Bye.
Oh, shit.
Anyway,
I'm
gonna clock you. I'll clock your tea outside. Don't worry. See you later.
All
hon.
right, people.
All right, this your boy Jameer Cashmere.
Okay.
From the 305, where the brokest die and the realest survive. You heard?
Goodbye. Well, Mr. AB45678.
Yeah, no.
You got your wish. Who would have thought? We'd been paid. And I did what I would have been really paying. Would have been a 30-minute show. But you got your wish. I hope you enjoyed today's show, though, and you leave us a nice comment.
Yeah, for real.
I'm real with y'all. This show is done.
I'm telling you.
The show is so done. So
No People's Journal.
We haven't finished all the headlines.
No rotation.
There's 6 headlines left.
Not even any headlines.
There's 6 headlines.
You know
so
what? Let me do a quick.
Yeah, do the
summary of
headlines. Let them know what the
yeah.
headlines about. You can go Google your own
You're
research.
gonna rush it now, right now?
I'm not gonna rush
Oh,
it.
you can't
but
rush this, Mr. Critical Thinking. Oh, sorry, Mr. Acceptor of Criticism. Criticism Acceptor. Love that. CA.
Plus, it's like it's 11:10. People are getting ready for lunch, isn't it? So we have to.
Do you
be
know how
quick.
mad that is? We had breakfast or lunch.
You know what I'm saying? Just
Sitting here,
water.
just yapping.
You know what I
We've
mean?
done this before. Do you understand?
Many times.
Many times. Never compliments for that, though.
You know what I mean?
Anyway, more
damn it.
headlines, please. Last ones, in fact.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. My ears are even hot from the headphones. I felt a bit of breeze and I was like, they even heated.
All right, people. So, U.S. President Donald Trump has announced the U.S. will send top-of-the-line weapons to Ukraine via NATO countries, while also threatening Russia with severe tariffs if a deal to end the war is not reached within 50 days. He's had enough, man. He's had enough of Putin. Next headline, and a planned humanitarian city inside Gaza intended to hold hundreds of thousands of Palestinians would be a concentration camp. This is what the former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Olmert has warned. Defense Minister Israel Katz said last week he had told the military to advance plans for the zone, which would eventually contain the entire population of Gaza. The area would be built on the ruins of the city of Rafah in southern Gaza, and once Palestinians enter the zone, they would not be allowed to leave. Katz also vowed to implement a plan for the emigration of Palestinians from Gaza. It's a concentration camp, This is what Olmert told the Guardian newspaper on Sunday. If they, Palestinians, will be deported into the new humanitarian city, then you can say that this is part of an ethnic cleansing. In response to Olmert's comments, the Prime Minister's office called him a convicted felon disgracing Israel on CNN. Can you imagine? In a statement, the office said, "We evacuate civilians. Hamas blocks them. He calls that a war crime." Olmert was freed, by the way, guys, from prison in 2017 after serving 16 months on corruption charges. Next headline, and a British teenager could spend up to 9 months in a Georgian prison whilst she's investigated on suspicion of drug offences. Bella Cully, who's 18 from Billingham and Teesside, was arrested in Tbilisi in Georgia and charged with importing large quantities of narcotics. The prosecutor asked for 55 days to find evidence before the case is brought to trial, and the BBC understands that this could be extended by a further 7 months. At the end of the pre-trial hearing on Tuesday, Miss Cully told the court she was pregnant. Her lawyer, Datodwa, said police wanted to establish where 12 keys of marijuana and 2 keys of hashish had come from, and whether she was planning to hand it over to someone. Ms. Todua, this is the lawyer, who has been appointed by the state to represent the teenager, said that the prosecution estimated they would need 2 months to gather information. The BBC understands other lawyers had been in touch to represent Miss Cully, and the British Consular Service has planned a meeting. The Foreign Office has confirmed that it is supporting the family of a British woman who is detained in Georgia. Next headline, and West Streeton has said resident doctors' strikes would be a gift to Nigel Farage before a meeting with the British Medical Association this week, where he will seek to avert industrial action. The Health Secretary told a meeting of Labour MPs on Monday that ministers were in the fight for the survival of the NHS, and if Labour failed, Farage would argue for it to be replaced by an insurance-style system. Streeton will meet BMA, the British Medical Association, officials later this week in an attempt to prevent 5 days of strikes by resident doctors in England, which are due to begin on the 25th of July. Speaking at a meeting of the Parliamentary Labour Party, he said the BMA's threats are unnecessary, unreasonable and unfair. More than that, these strikes will be a gift to Nigel Farage, just as we are beginning to cut waiting lists and get the NHS moving in the right direction. What better recruitment agent could there be for his right-wing populist attacks on the very existence of a publicly funded, free at the point of need, universal health service? He is praying that we fail on the NHS. Next headline, and this is a trigger warning, people. There was a stabbing. 3 men have been arrested after a man was stabbed to death in Knightsbridge, central London, last week. Blue Stevens, 24 years old, died at the scene near Hyde Park last Wednesday in what police believe could have been a targeted attack. 3 men in their 20s have been arrested. 2 were arrested at a address in Hounslow on Saturday, and 1 man was arrested on suspicion of conspiracy to murder, and he remains in police custody. Another man was arrested on suspicion of murder. He has been bailed pending further inquiries, and the 3rd man was arrested on Monday on suspicion of assisting an offender, and he also remains in police custody. And our last headline, Reddit has announced it is introducing age verification on its UK site from Monday, so from yesterday, to stop people who are under the age of 18 from looking at certain mature content. So the social media platform is bringing in the measures to comply with the new rules under the UK's Online Safety Act, which requires sites that show adult material to introduce robust age checking techniques. Reddit, known for its online communities and discussions, said that while it does not want to know who its audience is, it would be helpful for our safety efforts to be able to confirm whether you're a child or an adult. Ofcom, the UK regulator, said we expect other companies to follow suit or face enforcement if they fail to act. Reddit said that from Monday, i.e. the 14th of July, yesterday, an outside firm called Persona will perform age verification for the social media platform, either through uploaded selfies or a photo of your government ID, such as a passport. It said that Reddit would not have access to the photo and would only retain the user's verification status and date of birth so that people do not have to re-enter it every single time that they want to access restricted content. And that's it for the headlines, people. Time to pay them bills.
Well, it's time to exit. Should we wrap it up? I think that was a great summary of the show, to be fair.
True indeed.
So, see you tomorrow. Have a great, blessed day. Bye.
Peace.